Huh? Can we have a window? Clink. Can we have a window? Listen, I love our window. Can we have a second one? The window is a unity cube. Okay. Game is game. Listen, art of the deal. What do you offer? Oh, okay. Audio.
So I added a special system to the flags to actually tell you if you pressed it or not. So
All right, can you guys hear now?
Spin around it.
He already said that.
Did he? I autistic
Big booms.
Shut up! Shut the fuck up! Shut up! It's a bad meme!
Our heralds are depending on the, your guys' exams that should get done today. If there's anybody missing, we'll figure something out. We'll talk to you guys about that for anyway.
Clarification for Centurion, because I saw a show thing. Only the new first years have to mandatorily do it. All the rest of the years can help, but it's not mandatory. I'm clarifying that now.
It's optional for you, but it's mandatory for the new cadets.
If you came in 2025, you're doing it.
Okay, that was gonna be my next question.
What if we want to? What if we want to do it?
I don't think there's anything else. Chibi, do you have anything?
What if we love it?
Okay, the lesbians existing. I don't think any of my other admins have anything to say. We're all good? Make out some later! Go press your movement keys, press your flag, and get into the map.
Dude, I love two men kissing, bro.
Dude, hold on. Chat, how do we feel about men kissing? Chat, how do we feel about men kissing?
Chat, thoughts?
Chat, thoughts?
Chat, thoughts on two men kissing? What are we thinking?
Yeah, what are we thinking? Cheer emojis. Lots of cheer emojis.
Oh, as they said.
Okay. There's one comment that doesn't like it, so I'm denying that one. Yeah, I'm banning him. They said, woo, yeah, men kissing. Woo!
What's up?
What do you...
Sure.
No.
I usually would, but it's not a Pandoran. You have information about Neptune. You're coming with me.
Sorry, I'm busy. I got things to
do. Maybe later.
Oh, the angels.
Wait. Alright. Are you the kind of Fane that knows when people are lying? Fuck. Pigeon? Fucking pigeon? I'm just kidding. Or am I? Yeah. What's this about the?
funny flowers. Go touch the funny flowers.
The funny flowers? Like in the garden?
Go touch the funny flowers in the garden and you'll hate me forever.
Why? Why would Aaron ever think about going and touching the flowers?
He'll hate me forever what's there.
Okay. I'll land in front of Zula's statue, I fucking guess.
Yeah, I need to see my new Valkyrie.
You wanna know what's over there?
Yeah, what's over there? Am I gonna hate it the fact I'm streaming?
Dark and ice monoflowers.
My enemies, my greatest ops. What the fuck?
Are we good to go in?
Next to the door.
Yes. Okay. What am I going on to again?
We do library so we can get, or actually no, we press the
Right, cavalry flag. Thank you, chat. Oh. Cool. That's new.
I hate fucking voice spawn. Thank you for telling me now.
Holy shit. T-Pain?
This man's behind me.
Dude, I did not know that T-Pain was a student here.
His voice mod's going beep boop beep whoop.
Dude, it's T-Pain. He's here.
I'm such a big fan. Why are you
Fucking the map. Holy shit.
I'm still here.
So sad.
I know. I can see your name tag.
I'm killing this mimic.
Howdy, Couchy. How you doing?
What the? Spider-Man!
Nobody gets to go in, not without my approval.
We were one of those library.
I'll admit, I haven't had my medicine for about a week now, so
Let's see. When the fuck could I get... Oh, I'm still going. When the fuck did I get so fat? I'm not crazy, right? That used to take like at least a minute to get this high. All right, catch you fuckers up on a good bit. His mood right now. So a lot's happened. The most significant thing to his mood was that over the week, Virtues had an interaction with Destiny, basically, where he was allowed to choose 2 people to be saved from fate out of a choice of 10. He immediately, without hesitation, chose Irin as the first choice. All of our fate strings are gone. We don't really know what this actually means yet, because one thought is that Irin is now a fate breaker, despite what's odd about that is that there are fate breakers with strings. So we're not sure. We're not fucking sure what's happening. He read a good bit of Uriel's journal, which is the second one. He found out that Uriel is in fact his uncle, and his uncle that has also disappeared. So the current count is that both his sister, Zuriel, and his uncle are completely missing and were driven out of the Pelhams. He doesn't know where they are. Yeah, fuck fate. Which Aaron is kind of jumping between terror and manic ecstasy because of the fact he's starting to get the thought's been planted that he is now immune to fate, which means all of the last 2 months of being afraid basically for his life every second that he's awake, and he's awake all the time, is now like pure arrogance. It's a slow conversion, but it's happening. Guess other interactions that are important. Eventually I won't need to update you guys too much on this. I'm in the middle of doing it right now. But I am in the middle of I'm slowly creating a server. So you guys won't need to be super updated like this. I can post updates throughout the week on Aaron, so you guys, I don't need to try and catch you up, because I'm definitely missing things. over, you know, all of these minutes, where I am forgetting things. But Aaron doesn't know how to feel about this because Virtues basically showed him that he is in fact in Aaron's corner, and chose Aaron without hesitation to save him from fate. I would say it's probably one of the largest acts of just sheer like love and care anyone has ever done for him that has not been a family member. Also, what he found out from Uriel's journal is that his uncle, Uriel, at one point had been in a relationship with one of the royal family members of Serenity. So there may have been a timeline where the Pelhams were tied to the royal family of Serenity, as in they had a royal line. Which, that would have been weird. Yeah, Unc got down. Except that did not end well. Apparently, Aaron's grandfather hated this. And was especially violent and tried to kill that member of the royal family, only being stopped by Aaron's uncle. However, the very last part of the journal, how the story ends, is all been converted to abyssal. So Aaron doesn't actually know what the fuck happened. Yeah, we hate fate. Trying to remember what else I was going to do. The plan for today is that there is a cavalry lesson, not a cavalry lesson, but wait, fuck. We're not already doing. I might have to update you guys later throughout. What's the voice? Badal. There we go. That's close enough. I can get it over time. Other significant reactions or interactions is that one of the new cavalry members, Bellatrix, the tiefling, has decided to go around calling Aaron's family monsters. There's probably going to be a confrontation about that today. However, I'm also not sure about when anything is happening timing-wise. Zula. I don't even really have the time to think of you today.
walked away casually after that.
Try not to disappear.
Yeah, maybe don't look behind you. That might help.
Why?
When mate just disappear.
Just an observation.
Yeah, we're not really going anywhere.
Rose, thank you.
I'm getting a hang of it.
I can understand the difficulty.
Keep going.
That begs the question if you can see colors or not.
Yes, can you see
Yeah.
color?
You just sense. I know it's shocking. It's shocking.
Also, Ironwood pulled the door off the hinges again. I'm pretty sure that was explained.
The headmistress came by. Yes, headmistress came by carrying it.
Mm-hmm.
That's okay. Good morning, Karen.
Good morning. Where is the door from?
It's Ironwood's door from his office.
A door frame.
Again?
Yeah, it's apparently the fifth one this week, apparently. Ironwood is agitated over something.
So I've seen. I've at least personally witnessed him destroy 2.
Sounds about right.
He just angrily walks up to them and punches them to enter his office. He doesn't even attempt to open it.
He's like...
That's not his usual, so something must be wrong.
Have you seen all of
Anything else to do with
I stopped questioning it after the first time.
Maybe. Hopefully Solis is fine.
Yeah.
Whatever it would be, it would have to be rather recent. In the middle of the week, he took me out and he had no kind of attitude to the sight of him.
bad way, not fault.
He does seem to separate training attitude and... Or is it because
when he's like that?
around the school?
Maybe?
I don't know.
Oh, it's even worse than that. Erin and Lycos, the dog over there, are actually, their families are in a blood feud. They have been killing each other for nearly 300 years, I think. I remember, I might be misremembering lore, but it mostly just the time.
Students, more announcements will happen in about 1 to 2 minutes. If you're not in the Grand Hall, proceed to start moving there now.
I hate this part. I hate this part of the day.
Get used to it.
You will eventually grow used to it. I'm gonna go grab food. I haven't eaten in a moment. The training.
I recommend moving that
Glorious.
tail doesn't knock it down.
I'm also gonna grab food off my
Have you succeeded in creating your team?
I'd prefer caution.
The best I possibly can. Yeah, I got 4 that are of new students, but there's no, from what I know, there's no one else to really pick from.
Training, so I'm not
Hasn't been picked already. But I do have a student from who's been here that work out in the board. Yeah.
I'm more concerned about having blood stains covering me.
I'm unsure about when you have to lock in your selection.
The other day, rather.
I don't know if the other person I picked is actually going to be here because they get to show up. So you're a first year, right? Or
I am. You bringing up the idea of selecting me, you can.
Well, yeah, I like that a lot.
I accept.
Appreciate it.
Fucking head, Jesus Christ.
That one is new.
Yeah.
I don't know if they are or not. I just know to keep an eye out for them.
There's good seats right here.
Sing my name.
I mean, I can give you information on the other 2 of my house. I would love that. Be wonderful, be great of you. The one that's a,
My voice changer should be on. Voice mod's there. I check voice mod. Should be on it. His voice mod's slight. It shows up when he shouts. It's just meant to make him echo slightly, like he's constantly talking in a cathedral.
Star Herald.
Which part of oraclemancy? The regular or star heraldry?
They have been referring to personality.
They are separate. They're not the same.
We generally take them outside and offer them to the barrier above.
At school.
Someone ate it. Someone got hungry.
I'll have to introduce myself to him later anyways.
It's not even in the event.
Oh, he does have markings on his body. At least one on the base of his throat. Yellow has the right.
Morning, Daniel. That's better.
That's fair. But that's at least mentioned.
What are you speaking of, Lycos?
You know me. I like now. The new
Ask them about the
professor. He has a marking on his neck. It looks, I believe, off my memory, yellow. She's weird. Yeah, she's not white, no.
That would be slow food fight.
That is odd. It almost sounded like my markings for a second.
There's only one left I have to
Symbolism. No, this is very literary. The moon, who I believe is Professor Zoe. Yeah, the moon.
I am on standby.
And on Delahan. Archer.
And I was getting wrapped up by fate.
Greetings, students. Good morning, and welcome to
Would be
another
easy.
new guys who just got here today. Before I get into too much of our announcements, today is examination of your housing. We have quite a lot to get through if we want to fully make do with the time we have. But before we get into those parts of the announcements, let's introduce the missing professor, the professor assistant for Vanguard. If you do not mind.
Vanguard.
Oh, that's who that was.
I mean, Dracuna's been busy back at Pandora.
Good morning, students. I am Professor Brahmistan. I have traveled here from Jinwei, where for the past decade I have served as a sword tutor. Now, I am here to teach you in martial arts. It is my pleasure to be here, and I look forward to this year. I will be teaching in multiple forms of combat, but generally it will all be based in melee. And, of course, with magic included. If you have any questions, please reach out to me. I will not be performing a lesson this week, but I intend to perhaps next. That is all.
Strong presence. Coherent speech. Disciplined.
With that out of the way, we will be conducting the examinations by segment to fully maximize the time that we have. First on the roster will be cavalry. I'll be calling all new cadets of cavalry to step forward. Professor Sayori and Copperbeard's examination for you all is a team of 3-on-3. If there's not enough on your team, or to be fair, then Sayori will sort any non-new first years. All teams will be formed and handled before anyone is to leave main hold to begin examinations. Afterwards will be Vanguard and Centurion, any missing Valkyrie who have not done their examination. You are to be on standby for the following exams. You are to do medical or healing procedures before the end of the day, unless you have spoken with Ironwood previously for an extension of any kind. Vanguard, you will be informed of your examination when it is your turn. There will be 10 or less minutes after the cavalry examination for you to recover, like with a Centurion. Centurion will be having a two-parter examination, of which will be to the professor to explain. But the part that I can is a hunt with a few puzzles to help you. The second part will be dependent of time alongside showing what you can do. You will be alerted with Professor Virtue's assistant to all student body when the games have begun for those examinations. I look forward to seeing what you all can do, and hope nothing but success. I would hate for you to leave this campus a failure,
Vandoren,
and hope you
however.
can pass your examinations. Second years, you are rather free to roam unless you wish to aid a professor in supervision or seeing what the new cadets could do to
I
invite
guess
your
we'll
time.
see if I'll truly be joining
Final
this
note
game.
before exams are to begin, Sayori will be taking over down below.
It's free.
To guide you all down. There will be a potential calling for a Star
feel them anymore.
dependent of time after the cadets have finished their examinations. If we have enough time, we may do multiple groups, from beginners to the more intermediate. We will be having a full explanation and class of Oraclemancy, either it be next week or the week after. If any of the new cadets after your examinations are curious, please speak with Sayori. You are guaranteed
Can't feel them pulling
but if you wish to
anymore.
ask your own questions, please speak with her.
It's really
You will also be having
gone.
an alarm enlisted into the virtual room. You are to have a supervisor, or you're required to ask a professor or get an enlisted supervisor to watch over you in your ritual. Anyone doing any rituals alone without permission will alert the alarm, and you will have me to speak with. If that is all heard and understood, may the games begin. Sayori, please take over to tell your cadets of what to do. All new cavalry, please step forward. Good luck, and please remain until Sayori dismisses all of you.
Hey Suki, remember, 5:30.
You're not too bad, huh? Getting the crowd.
Also, if you can't hear boys,
She was there briefly, but I don't think she was there last week.
Oh, her?
I also kind of forgot she was
I can't
here.
walk around. Just be silent.
got you.
The muffling effect also lessens as you get closer to the film.
Some are louder than others. They are missing one.
Yes, really. That's why I said go forward.
Brother.
There's no more announcement now. Okay, well, I'll figure it out next week.
There was 6 new
You
ones.
will?
No, you won't. No, you fucking won't. Helen, I
They're
can't
doing the conversation.
This is true.
I wasn't sure.
Ellen. This is true. They will be grabbing
I forgot, did we say we're allowed to disperse or not? I didn't hear that part.
Except that they will tell us.
Either me or
No,
Sal.
we're gonna have the team.
Where's my...
Not Winter. Tio might be the orange parent.
All of us are remaining in the same
Yeah.
Like me and Shka because we're
Look around.
You should have come by that.
I agree. You know what that,
Hopefully it's us not
Kukuri was
kicking
your
our
other
asses. I don't want to do that.
A clay light user who can use lightning.
He's from Husky. Kind of like a pale skin. What? Yeah.
I've been asked to gather mine. I look forward to fighting alongside both of you. May we have fun with this.
Andraste Searless.
It is for good sportsmanship after all. Yeah. Alright, I believe we're supposed to go.
Councilwoman Evelyn student.
Did you get picked on the team?
I saw that guy. I have weapons for him.
It'll be fun.
Rokari's been chosen. If I'm in here, I may actually have something to do. Was Winter chosen for them?
I will just wait here in case any teams are missing members.
Oh, you mean Argus?
This is not our tournament test, per se.
Yeah, no, he's an audio. Talk about the orc. I don't know what his name.
Like us, be sure to stand aside if Suki not in her line yet, as we're reoccurring students
Dorius.
are not guaranteed on their teams.
Is it finalized?
I'm not too sure.
Irenaeus.
I think she's just
Stand
confused
aside
everyone
your
else.
team and not in line, as we're not guaranteed, as we're returning not brand new students.
I was asked.
If you're not new year, stand in a line right here.
We're here to assist them, but again, this is not our test to face.
I'm aware of that. I was going up to ask him a question.
No worries. I know Sari must be quick, because there's multiple tests going on today, so we might as well be quick with it.
Are you combat ready?
Bad happens to your promise.
I'm staying with the wolf pin.
You know, my favorite thing I can do now is
Honest try.
reach into my own shadows and Middle out. Are you combat ready?
I was told to stand with you.
This time I am not.
Oh?
Morning, Ernest.
Good morning.
Useful.
How are you?
I know it's wild to think about.
I'm good. Passed out working on too many things last night.
I actually potentially have another to throw onto your plate.
Lay it on me. I'm ready.
It's currently just concepting, but I may request a spear of you.
I guess they all felt tense, but
Perfect. Sounds good.
busy with family paperwork.
Interesting.
Would also like if you could transfer over the light crystal of the sword you made me to it.
Perhaps. What he forgot? Yeah, like a fool.
Yeah, that shouldn't be too hard. As long as you're okay with it, then yeah, I don't mind.
I've given it some tries, but I think a spear is more useful for me.
I could agree. Range is better.
Most of the people here Luckily, it shouldn't be too worried. Yeah, people aren't gonna go full 100.
I don't know if anyone can hold that.
Candy gets disqualified.
You're a second year, Miss Sayori.
So it's better.
I understand.
And what else? Some people out there.
Imagine it was more the unfamiliarity than
True.
Well, it's Kokiri. Nikos, go stand with the team back. I'm assuming you're with the middle one right there.
I was at least present for the entirety of the
Aaron, which team chose you?
Dorius.
Go stand.
I was just misinformed.
Four members.
Future missions may be of 4 members total or 5 members total, depends on the amount of students we have available. For us, it used to be 4.
It seems we are teaming up again.
It does.
Well, it depends on the ratio of students per cavalry member available.
I can see what
Before we had, well, a quarter of what we have now. So we had teams of 5 and 6.
I suppose we can teach a lesson then.
Alright.
But only if you feel interested in being involved. I'm only asking just...
Since you're the lowest,
Some of you are already afraid of me. Let's give you a reason.
It's a 3v3. One can only help those who pair up.
Which end you'd be interested in? No, wait to somewhat prepare, given our team.
Yes, sir. Seems we're going to be
If
fighting.
I'm correct, it'll be a cut around the middle.
I thought it was supposed to be 3v3s. Now I realize it's not 3v3s.
I think it's
3v2s is in 3 teams.
Understood.
Do you remember?
Be a big fight.
Do you remember Stone's leadership test?
All too familiar.
I believe it's going to be the same thing. A campus-wide 3v3.
Sounds good to me. We gotta fight again.
I'll leave command to this to Dorius. See what he wants to do. However, I don't think he's too familiar with either of our true capabilities.
I mean, we did that in Pandora's
Oh, Dorius, I have your weapons at the smith before we fight. I'll give them to you before we fight, and you have them.
No, I admit, I really do dislike lasers.
That's okay. Why are you speaking of the ever-fallen here?
The thing would have thought them was going to be a maze. So I said we've already been
Like
there, so
Vane's
let's
maze?
move on. Yes.
Oh my god.
Hedge maze, we're fighting
Oh, that's gonna be an
3v3.
interesting team.
It'd be annoying to deal with.
I'd rather we didn't go through that again.
Very good. I know, that's like a sense of direction I can follow.
I also vote not to do the maze again.
This is no bullshit.
If it's a 3v3, I'm hoping it's more 3v4.
Yeah, I'd rather not fight you, Captain.
I know. Either we work together or against one another. It's all fun.
Is Badal also joining?
Hold back fire.
And
I
Lance?
believe so, yeah. They just got picked. Yeah.
You're standing right here, Wyatt, from my
Oh, that team's kind of a powerhouse.
Hmm. 3 unknowns, but 2 that have proved themselves.
3v3 Europa is what we were being told.
Unless you're speaking of the team behind them.
No, the one right there. Two known, three unknown. I know the capabilities of their, I think, leader a little bit, but that's about it.
I've seen some of them spar.
Sweating a little bit more.
Yeah, I've seen a decent amount of the back line
I
team.
recommended you to dear Bella. She did have an aesthetic she wanted to try out, well, to compensate the
But she's been taking notes all week.
Oh, Argus. I need you to come to the Smith later for some fittings on your gauntlets.
Okay.
I kind of hope it's 3 teams at
All the new
once, but I also
commissions I'm
know I
working on, I
could be
think Europe is
rude.
the scariest.
It'll be nice.
Why is that?
Again, it's not my job.
I'm walking siege weapon.
How so?
I'm scaling a warbow for their size.
Interesting.
They're gonna be spirit shaped. It's gonna be terrifying.
Provided I did not have my shield, theoretically that could take me out of the sky.
Yeah. Considering I can't pull the string back on my own unless it's now clamped to the table, yes.
They have strength, but I think they'll find their endurance can't keep up with that. They'll have to train it.
Of course. I'm gonna be working on a shorter drawstring, less strength.
I realized, Kokuri, you know my most excited part about this? I don't have to be a cavalry member for this.
I was thinking the same, Blitz.
Right? I think it'll be quite fun. No, the other annoying thing is, not overdoing it, of course. That's the one annoyance part.
It is their test. I suppose it's really just for us to enjoy ourselves.
So does that mean we gotta let loose?
Listen to your cavalry members' orders.
I think so.
And see how well they do.
Centurion #1! Remember that! You're cool!
I've heard him say that to 3 people.
Why are you here? Why do I get to be told that? What the hell?
I'll step in if I need help.
Just you, I'm thinking of other people.
Where's my motivation, Bird?
All of them are lightning based, precisely.
Are you? And suicide bomb twice.
Fusions and duos.
We're going to the blacksmith?
Dude, we're blowing up the blacksmith again.
Don't you fucking dare touch my blacksmith.
Who your allies are?
How much did I miss since the summer camp?
What is our allies?
We'll find out at the blacksmith, was her message.
Go ahead. Lightning dog, I forget. Lightning fire.
I had a sandwich.
Thank you. I'm gonna walk behind you, also. I'll keep electrocuting.
Laura,
Yes.
just a greeting.
Okay.
Wish me luck, Menace.
Oh, did you get picked to be part of this blitz?
Of course I did. How could I deny fighting things? It's fun.
Don't maul one of the new students, please.
Make no promises you can't keep, dear Winter.
You are already enjoying yourself too much, Blitz.
No, I'm just going to see what sort of holes happen with this. I have my concerns.
I'll meet you at the blacksmith, Dorius.
I think most of our party took the stairs.
They mentioned stopping to get their gear.
So we're doing it the same way. Well, they're doing this the same way we did at the beginning of this year. Similar. So areas going to be smaller. Okay. I'm also going to give Lance a warning. Yes. Adapt. Lance, quick warning.
Warning with the giant,
On the
by the
other
way,
team, they
complaining
have a
back
win
there.
to go, so
They
I'm
tend
going
to
to
lose
just try and
themselves
make
with
sure
too
you
much
two
lightning
don't
damage.
engage each other.
I'm
Yes,
from with
yes,
that
right,
also.
I'm just making sure I don't need. We don't need this to turn from a simple training exercise to let's see how fast we can rush Lang to the med bay.
In fairness, as long as they don't stay near me long enough, my equipment will not
Use it
It
against that
shouldn't, but like I just heat a battle,
Not here
you know,
to kill
things
each
can
other,
get,
Bob.
you know.
If I notice
This is your exam to show that you are better than the rest, after all. Be sure to make your name known in the future.
Maybe go through
Go wrong.
medical documents.
No worries.
Hmm?
Informed
it's
dear Valkyrie member here. But that one giant over there tends to lose themselves with lightning. They're scared and nervous around it. So, use that, don't use it. You'll look over it here. I'm here to
I've already seen the cavalry dock, Shadow Dusk.
Any element
You're afraid of me.
they will take into themselves and have properties based on that.
Maybe that's why you call my family monster.
Now you know how to deal with it.
Oh dear.
I mean, my team's on your side, so I don't matter.
Are you doing this event also in the second year?
No, I'm simply here to spectate and make sure the Wendigo and the
I've always been of this situation.
that one don't get too close to each other.
That's fair.
Always treat it as if you could be
I mean,
the last.
there shouldn't be too many fire, actually, winter besides
There he is.
fire users.
I've not seen him yet.
There he is.
Fire users. On the other side, I'd have to look at them again. Hold on.
Scared to fight.
So who are the kind of teams where...
What was the question that you had?
I do not know.
I wanted to borrow you later in the week. I have something I've been working on for that specific problem. Not promises, but I just wanted to test it.
My hope is, I hope we go against them. I would have them fun bullying them.
Yeah, no promises, but
Where's the
upgrade. Oh gosh, having to maintain a prosthetic and full set of armor is tiring.
You may want to look for an assistant.
Yeah, where are the
Perhaps.
Where are the opposing teams?
I'm waiting for all of them getting here.
There has to be others that approximate your set of skills.
None of them are fucking here yet, so when they get here, I can tell you which ones.
Alright, thank you. Better for me to know so I don't, you know.
The only reason I knew that he was
Yes, don't try to murder one of our students.
Well, I mean, if they're gonna hit me with too much fire, that's more on them. More of a safety mistake.
Yes, however, Blitz, I know if they hit you first, you're going to finish the fight.
You know me, don't start what you can't beat.
They won't be doing it out of any inherent malice, Blitz. They don't know what you are.
Basic fireball work, perhaps?
Yes.
That's a good question. What does it be you think she did?
I am smart for that. Don't know, Wilhelm has fire. Fusion of fire and clay specifically. Here's my personal shield normally on a mission. I'm trying to see what teams were with or what were against.
Okay, I was just touched by my star. Understood. Holy fuck.
What?
They were in my head for a second.
Welcome back to the land of the living.
Star of the
I
Forge?
feel like I'm full of... Yeah, I feel like I'm full of mana now. I'm interested. He said, fight with honor and show me what you're worth, so let's see what happens.
The one I used on the plant, you remember?
I judge none of the new cavalry until
They involve themselves too easily.
To be fair, I made the first recorded pupil in history, so I'm not surprised.
Also, to remind...
You mean of the smith, yes? At the forge?
Yes. For his one, specifically, yes. He gave me a passage for his forge as well. So, It's nice.
Lightning they may eject. Luckily, me and Bella have already discussed. I can compensate for her shoulder.
Interesting.
I don't know if Elwyn
I didn't even know they
or
could
Yuzuki
leak out
intend
while
to
they're here,
eject
but
lightning when
fair enough.
When it comes to pupils, they can involve themselves far more easily.
I will say then, if
That's
you
fair.
do, not to stand next
They get to bypass a lot of rules.
friendly or foe,
Fair enough.
to control whose is what.
So, are there the teams then? Or are we still waiting for that to be decided?
No, they have not decided. They're waiting for everyone to get here before they decide fully.
Do be sure not to
Sure, then. I'm gonna quickly work.
Dorius,
don't really have a say on it.
do you have a strategy already for us?
I will really try hard not to. I've been trying.
I believe so.
to kind of rein in
I've put some thought into it. I know.
Don't go into it right now. We're too close to the other teams. More, if you hadn't already started thinking of it, I would suggest it. We don't really have the time to properly go through what each of us can do to you.
You guys should not be fighting near me if at all possible.
I'm aware.
Hopefully.
Then you should be good to be used as a skewer. Of course.
I think I have a fairly rough
Well,
plan.
the final one.
Shall I be inside to speak for a moment?
Huh?
Not too fast to see what I can grab up, but we can discuss a little bit.
Yeah, lightning and wind. Tempest fusion.
Can we go discuss or should we wait?
I suppose if they're not going to go ahead and tell us what our teams are, we should make use of the time we have.
I agree.
We can use the
We should stay within stay within visibility. We don't know when they're going to start.
Just get a little closer to the building.
It's over there.
Seems everyone's a little further on that. So it works.
Yeah, we're good. There's no one there.
Alright. This will be enjoyable.
Have they done this before? When you and
We have done this once before in the time that I've been here, but that was during a different sort of test.
that we have during the entire fight?
Ordnance?
It was about 25.
I believe we actually just ran out of time.
Jesus.
Are we starting?
Hi.
Hi.
Not yet. But here, meet your allies.
Is it?
Just the team.
Where's your full team?
And their teams.
They're still around the corner.
Oh, they only told us to. She only
Oh, okay. Got it.
And I'm your tier spectator. I'm not here as a participant.
Doris, correct? Apologies if I messed that up.
Yeah, stories.
Alright. We've got a lot of heavy hit.
Actually, Winter, while they're talking, we'll
Smart
quickly.
to keep your team mainly in the front line. What's your team filled of?
Do you think? I heard you're going back to Pandora.
Yeah. Yes.
I'm already aware of what I can do with what I have so far.
I don't know where they're found, but you find dark steel. You got me some?
Heavy.
Yeah, sure. I mean, if I find some fuck, I'd like some myself. But this thing's made out of. Understood. If I find some, I'll tell you.
Very heavy hit, and other one that is light, but kind of light.
I've got a busy schedule for
Both
Pandora,
aerial,
so we'll see.
fast, but one is needs
Most of my team are flankers, quick approaches, people that can get in and out, so if you guys handle the front line, you handle the back line, Will Penta would be a proper...
Doris.
Obviously. We have... Yeah.
I would also suggest that we see all the members of our fellow teams so that we don't strike them.
I agree with that.
If you want to go grab them real quick, it'd be easier to explain with all of them around. I don't know why they
Since we're gonna have everyone, we could just go within the training ground area, since all three teams can fit in there.
I guess.
I agree with that.
Closed off. So
Additionally, I don't think I fully need to state this, but I'll most likely not be on the ground.
I figured.
The abyss is blessing me today in more ways than one. Wonderful.
course, aid you when you need aid. It's always good to have a secondary to help and assist.
So, guess just let team know we ally, we help each other.
Are they part of your team?
I think they're spectators.
And this is a spectator.
Spectators.
You're good.
Alright.
Continue.
Also, Wilhelm, once you're done, I gotta talk to you.
Okay.
One thing I would like to tell all of you, if I've already told Bella and the others here, if you are able to eject any lightning, please do not do it near me. It will only hit me. Or if our enemies have any lightning, stand next to me and it will not ail you in any way. There's my one thing I'd like to bring up to let you all know who are close by me. A few of you who've known me are already aware of this, but for the new ones, it should be of assistance to those who are weaker to it.
Gotcha.
So, we worked together. What positions do we want to be in, such as front, middle, and back?
I would also suggest a healthy distance between the teams.
I do agree. More than likely, what I think would be the proper approach, if you two are in agreement, as I was saying a little bit before, Dorius, your team has quite a lot of heavy hitters. You've got people that can be in the front. I recommend that your team should take the front line.
I don't
That is
think I
fair.
have anyone to heal them.
They have myself.
No.
Oh.
Okay.
However,
Good to know.
I have enough light magic to be able to heal all of them for a long period of time.
Mm.
With what I have, we obviously have a rep or Ernest.
I will also not be requiring any healing.
Not yet.
Alright.
I'm waiting for them to do their
with your
initial
I was
preparations.
saying it before, but floaters, so to speak, would be the term I'd use, staying mainly in the back line, trying to assist them if needed, but your team is very agile, so being back and forth as much as you can. My team, I believe, should be acting as the flankers, people that are getting in, pincering alongside, or from the back lines. Of you guys, we're all very fast from what I can tell, except I don't know fully about Kukuri. I believe so, though.
Kukuri can fly.
Can be fast except in my Claycorn.
We all have a flyer who can give us information, which does remind me. Anais, do we know if the new one's got any sending stones for this mission, or are we going to rely on yours and Sabriel's gifts to help us out here?
As far as I know, sending stones haven't been provided to you or any of the others. However, if you're planning to use telepathy for it, I would actually recommend sending stones between this many teams. It was easier when I was High Commander, and I only had to speak to commanders.
So for all the fire users, if any of them try to attack you with fire magic, they're well aware
That
of
could
the
work.
consequences.
Glad. My hands will be clean then for their own consequences if they try it.
Do you want to exchange cavalry pins then?
You can explain it, I'm not going to.
Sure. Fire will kill me. And I don't really plan on dying here. Can't blame me.
Just don't get the beads broken, please.
It'll be safe.
I know you wouldn't.
I mean,
Yeah.
Know as well as I do that they probably won't touch me.
I'll make the life of living hell.
Could we give the commanders sending stones? I got 3 on me.
We've literally just talked
Sounds wise.
Oh, says that, yeah. Said the pins.
That was brought up about a minute ago.
Just know, large
Yeah, my
amounts
brain's
of black
been
smoke are
eating by the void. Apologies, I'm sorry.
It'll be a good backup. We'll see if we need it.
Okay.
I will use a little bit of
Dorius,
the...
since you're going to be the frontliners, if you make a call, we need to act on that. You are going to be the point to our commands as well, because you are going to be the one that's controlling the battlefield.
Alright.
So long as it's your normal version of it.
If you tell us to jump, we'll say how high. Point out points, I'll be communicating, picking out as many points as I can. That can be helpful weak points, perhaps getting in their back lines, taking down
Are you
their
fine with the
supports,
menace stepping in also in case
providing
if anything-
support with you all, floating where you need it.
I thank you for trusting me in that way then.
I would personally recommend, in a situation like this, gift their team autonomy to take their own actions, instead of requiring your orders.
contingency taken care of.
Of course.
If we are
No, I just thought
frontline,
if something is more pertinent than before, if we're doing something but something is rapidly approaching or something that needs to be handled, let us know so that we can act on it. Is more what I meant.
I
Communication,
would, before
then.
we get started, like to figure out everyone who is a healer, so that way we can pinpoint all of them in case we ever need them.
Healers, can you raise your hands? So, there's 4 supports amongst us. If you are in dire need, see one of them. Light, lightning.
It should also, yeah, I was about to say, should be noted which healer, what they used to heal with, so that way certain people know who to go to first. I do light personally.
Ice if I need to.
Light ice?
Nature.
Nature.
On the topic of those that are healers, I don't recommend any healer healing him. I will do it myself if it comes to needing it, even though he's on a different team. But.
I will also warn you of this in your own safety. If you see me wounded, try your best to not ingest or even touch my blood with your own wounds. You will become poisoned, and you will not enjoy the feeling afterwards. Be very careful around me.
If somebody does get wounded and is bleeding everywhere and needs an emergency, I can use myself to bind and close up wounds in an emergency situation.
Does remind me, small little precaution to also give. Because I did get permission from Winter to use the funny red mist on some people. Do not touch it, any of you. It has a... It causes you to see hallucinogenics of your worst nightmares and can result in people going a bit insane with it. I got permission to use it on the enemy team, so...
The way Blix works just makes me forget giving them
That's
permission.
fucked up.
Listen, I want them to exceed.
That is fucked up.
Why do you have to tell your allies how bad
I witnessed it. It's not good.
it induces terror and all is in it.
Magical and, well, natural. It makes you see things you shouldn't see. Let them
Hmm.
experience the worst version of it.
Since I'm Ariel, there's a chance I'll be separated from you as well. I need an item of yours. Can I borrow your cavalry pin for this? Provided I have an item of yours, I can speak directly to you, nearly regardless of distance.
That'll work. That'll help us keep an eye on everything since you will be above and the other winged flyers that we have.
Piece of jewelry Wilhelm gave me too.
I was thinking the same.
I will say...
With the help out when he needs to.
Fair enough. If I'm in any form that is detrimental to you, it will...
I do want to ask, what do you and you do? Because I can't really tell just by looking at you unlike the rest of them. I'm not gonna remember any of this. Yes, you and the one with the black one.
Go on first. Your commander is better to know.
I need to dark meat coat my weapons in sludge that
Knowing the team we're going against, the only people who's
make it kind of not feel good. We have
Disgusting species.
cooler weapons like the sickle.
Proud after all.
Me can do aerial hammer, but
Like a woman boss.
a while.
Stretch is all good.
But also can coat other people's weapons.
And also, making sure I am not punching metaphorical gods in the face again, like last time.
What about you?
Make sure your area around you is clear. You're going to be,
And beyond that, most of my drones will knock people around like rag dolls.
I punched a metaphorical god in the face and they went flying across the
Run force.
metaphorical space.
Bloody hell.
And everything
I'm
was
just
slanted
defending
90
myself,
degrees.
slowing them down, and knocking people out of their positions. The direct damage is clearly meant to be handled by you, so that is all that will be for tonight.
If you can find
Good to know.
and decisive
In that
strikes, go
case,
for them,
for direct frontline and for melee purposes, I'd say you, Argo, sorry, Wilhelm, and
Well,
Elwin will work fine for that, and you as well.
obviously, being a Centurion,
Are you implying switching around the teams?
and I'm very excited to see your
I'd recommend against it. There's only so much they'll be able to remember once the fighting actually starts.
Yes, Zuki, I'd like you to stay close to us.
That's true, you're right.
Make sure that
Right now they remember their team. Asking to remember multiple teams is asking for failure.
Simple and concise is the way to go.
Let the commanders decide how their team will function.
whatever the other side of Elwyn is.
Alright.
And that also leaves it up to you to decide on how we will act as well.
I mean, you're just going to be
also make this very well known.
Which
Blitzkrieg.
really just depends on whether or not you want us to be aggressive or defensive as a column.
I was not on my main.
Yeah, just let me know when I need to run around.
Game yesterday, last time that I was fighting.
And so you're aware. At this point, you are now High Commander.
This time, if you see Blitzkrieg, stay with
This is similar to what we've currently been doing in other countries.
detonate it. I have to cause it to explode. It will float there, and it'll bounce off of things.
Sorry,
So I can
say again.
ricochet shots, which is usually what
The role you're fulfilling right now is similar to High Commander. Just so you're aware. It's not quite fully. It's about
I
half
do
the
want to
role.
keep the fact of these two being in the front, since I know he is in general can use a variety of different things, and I've seen you take quite a bit of blows.
Additionally,
But the way I've seen,
one thing I would add. I do have one ability that is incredibly useful for at least in the beginning barrage. However, it's too wild to control with any precision, so I'll most likely start off with it, but I'll have very few chances to ever use it again without also killing any of you.
doing that to keeping things at mid-range as well as if they get close enough, I can get them off of me and then swap them
what you did last time.
it was
Yes.
that much of a surprise, then that'll work even better. That would allow us to get a sudden push, a sudden advantage, because they will be on that back foot. Because I know you can hit hard, I know you can hit hard, and he can hit fast and hard.
Then I'll make things easier for me. I've never fought I fought in small teams, but never like this.
It'd also be best to have you as someone who can flank a lot of people. Because they will be worried of him in the sky shooting at them.
Everyone
and
here.
You
actually
can,
work
if you
really well.
wish, grant me autonomy. And I can move around the battlefield as I wish.
Professor's dragging us.
We need to move.
Yep.
Seems waiting for parents.
Let's get
I
this
think that'll be
going.
best.
Understood.
Those who are about to fight, we salute you.
Besides, I think some of us are on boundary standby for this as well.
Don't pay attention to us.
Oh, we're using this side of the field this time?
We're going to be using the entire campus for this.
Oh, we have a bigger battleground this time. Okay, got it.
Same as with Stone's leadership test.
Well, yeah, we were last time
Everything
we were
but
only
inside
coming down to
buildings.
that one force, though.
Yes.
Yeah.
But it truly was basically everything but inside the buildings.
Unless they all
Agreed.
scatter about, there's no reason to be doubting where they're going. We've been falling behind our team, right? Sorry.
I want to put an alarm, so if they do something stupid, well, it's on them.
Perfect. And I promise I will only use the red mist maybe once or twice, depending. I do need to ease them into it after all. I don't know everyone's extent with their own mentality.
Of course, when you look at me, I start dying.
It's gonna be really awkward when
The shadows are on my side.
still see me normally.
Bullshit.
I mean, I bet did wish me good luck.
So I know this is like the woods and everything, but are they just gonna start like sending fucking Hail Marys on us, like war
The
style?
trees are reinforced from last time, I assume, yes?
Yeah, after the incident.
Good, good.
Same as before. It's what stopped me from cutting them down.
Yeah.
Probably would get mad at us.
Copperbeard would be the least of your worries on
And
that
then
one.
we also agreed from last time any property damage caused needs to be fixed by the students who caused it.
Question, Sayori.
Yes.
Were we allowed to use like items from other students and potions we made before, or no?
If you have access to them.
Perfect. Thanks.
And I do have the ring and amulet you gave me.
Yeah, that's all I wanted to do. I wanted to make sure if I could use my papers.
You have a
8
single mana
Trinket
potion.
Runes, then. I do.
It's all I'll need.
There you go.
So, is all your members here?
All your ducks in order, counted for.
I believe so.
I should have grabbed those. Like,
I believe so.
Alrighty. So let me explain the rules. Listen, Kokiri's going to have fun with this one.
Spoil me.
The area you're fighting in is going to be this woods. The outbounds is the roads.
That's easier to keep track of this time. Thank you, dear Sayori.
Wait.
If the out of bounds on over there is the blacksmith rock, which means the blacksmith is in play.
A building.
I can start off with the barrage basically when we start.
Your starting area is going to be right here, and it is full combat. Try not to hold. You don't have to hold back, but don't
Is
try
surrender
to
rule
kill
in
your
play?
fellow student. Yes, if they take a knee, they have surrendered, which means they are out of combat.
A knee and an arm. Okay, got it. Sounds good.
Yep, a knee and an arm. Well, look, come over here. Show them the pose.
Oh, okay. Is it because I had to do it last time? Yeah. Fair
Just
enough.
like the
This is
tournament talk.
surrendering. You do not hit them as they're doing this. If they're on one knee, no arm up, then it's free game. This is surrender.
What if they're restrained?
Then I have a question.
As long as the other team also knows this.
Surrender. Yeah.
Yes, Ironwood.
You mentioned the road
Roger,
for
leave
the out
one.
of bounds. What of that direction?
Take them to the other team for me.
Right.
I assume
Towards the thing.
the wall.
Yes, Sayori, we'll do the new healer.
Do we have until the barrier?
Let's go. Or his team.
Good luck, dear Esteban. Do be careful.
Sayori,
Yes.
for this side, are we allowed to scale up the wall?
Once again, it's going to be the wall, but you are able to fly.
All the old students are
That
flyers,
works.
so you ought to know the limits that happened last time. Oh, you was someone else.
Hi, Todd. You don't have to unmute. Just give me a nod if you can hear me.
Any more questions?
Understood, buddy. You're going to feel avoiding your wings, but you're going to get a hug from behind as
I guess
you
one
feel your
last one.
mana refresh, as if you had just
When you
woken up
say
from
the
a really
Smith
good
isn't play
prayer in
fully,
trance.
Does that mean we can go including the behind the
As
Smith, as long as you don't
Abyss
pass
is
the
giving
rock?
you a
That's it?
setup, a little nudge in the right direction. Good
Oh,
luck.
boy.
Deep breath
Okay.
in. You'll be okay.
So sorry for your shot.
I'll be watching over you. I'll make
that's
sure you don't get hurt
I was
too
joking
badly.
about blowing it up.
No, I actually might do it now because we set up no hold bars. Shove them all in it. I'll superheat the forge.
Jesus fucking Christ.
And if you turn around, you see her just slowly moving her arms off, and then leaving one hand onto your head before she slowly dissipates, unless you engage with her.
You can always heal him off the edge if you need to.
Since we are now allowed items, everyone want a health potion? I've been stockpiling since we got back.
She'd know that he closed his eyes and leaned into the touch for a second.
Aww. Yep, she'll give you a pat onto the head, adjusting your feathers to make sure everything's set up, and wish you well. Good luck.
Overall radius is about that tree to that tree.
In terms of distance out as well.
I can reach the blacksmith from here.
If you're willing.
We should, because remember.
Mine is a bit closer than that. I'd say roughly to not Not if you're looking from my angle, not this tree, not the tree directly to the left, one more to the left. It's around that distance. So, if you want to strike further first, bring them forward into line. I believe that'll be
That can work.
smart.
Additionally, my commander has granted me free autonomy, so I'll be supporting every team from air.
Okay.
So, I'm more acting as a free agent.
That's fair. That's probably for the better considering your mobility.
Once the fight starts, I can simply go above them and artillery them, and then return. There's not much they can do.
Either of our frontliners take
Sounds good.
I'm gonna give you guys a warning now. I have a shrink and a large one. That's from our little Centurion Nako. If I hit you with a large, you will grow bigger by a full size up. If I hit you with two of them, you could.
Like how big are we talking like?
Whoever comes you needing any
Talking
you're better off not. I have next to nothing to
If we're looking right now, just
There's a lot you guys missed, but it's covered in some TRPs. Basically, as far as Aaron's aware, Abyss actually has been watching over his missing sister since before he was born. He's kind of had a rapid evaluation
We're going to generally start with
of his opinion on Abyss.
one further out with his to push them into mine, which will hopefully do quite a bit of damage.
That is fair.
So we're not going to rush dead in, we're going to let them come forward, and then we'll push after the artillery strikes.
Of course. That was basically the idea I kind of had ahead of time before I knew that.
Have you warned people about the sound of that weapon?
Them closer and
Is that understood for your team as well?
Give or take.
Oh.
I won't be using it a lot. I have one or two shots in this thing.
No worries.
Unless I overheat the battery. I do have a shield, sir.
Alrighty.
body counts are in the metal.
To let you guys
In
know.
the beginning to
as they get pushed
work with Argos and stay in front of us.
Yes,
so
Professor,
that way
sorry.
we don't
Yes.
Sorry.
To let you guys know, I'm going to run back over to Copperbeard. When I get back over here, that is the signal for you guys to start. Understood?
Oh. Okay, get ready.
I want you to stay close
Where are we going first?
so we can work around you
I'm
too.
gonna borrow your shadow so you get involved.
When it comes to that,
Makes
as
it
well
more
as
hectic.
I'm sure I'll have to shout over these other fuckers, so I should close
What I do, I'm gonna try to protect all healers. Make sure they are okay. So if healer
think this ahead of time, just to make sure my jacket
lets me know,
I might take my helmet off if I tie this around.
Bella, which way are we going first? Are we just staying here and waiting for now?
I think we're probably
Yes, we're going to be performing a dual artillery strike, and then we're going to break to the left and approach from the side.
begin until the professor gets back.
And the road is the out of bounds, right?
How much is time by the way? We're starting.
So I'm going to
They're moving slow. Be careful not to be isolated.
So I've seen so far. Did I miss them? Well, I can't see through this. Well. Is there an archer part of this? There you are. I didn't know you were part of this. So many spectators. I admit, this is actually annoying. Winter, you need to stop looking like Aura. No, you're also up here. Winter. Irritating. Isn't this just a repeat of Stone's leadership test? This is just a repeat of Stone's leadership test. It's just you versus me.
It's unfortunately becomes like that.
It is more difficult now. You're much harder to see. Lycos.
Yeah, that's right. Very good.
Nearly hit me with that, Litchfield.
They're regrouping. Pick her off. Person.
Fine. It's your choice. You really need to stop spectating so close. I nearly thought you were Aura and shot you out 3 times.
Sorry, it's kind of hard. We thought you guys were gonna fight by the blacksmith, so.
As did I. No, not again.
Hello, sir.
Are we on opposite teams, Xavier?
Hi, you're nice.
Fine. There you are. Interesting. Can you hold that? Can you wait me out?
Hey, Aaron.
Yes.
Oh, you.
Is there something you wanted?
I
Did you shoot me?
just wanted to give you this. Yeah, I did.
Where?
It was a straight face shot.
Oh. Oh, that's not gonna heal.
Aaron, it seems it's over.
Oh, it ended.
Plan to recover a little bit, I would recommend.
You nail him in the head or something?
Side of the neck.
At least I pulled back with those arrows a bit compared to what they do against the colors.
As did I with the lasers.
Still hurts.
Just need to hold it to stop the bleeding.
Three of you need to be staying with some of the others at least.
Oh, you're on your next part. Can't yell
There's blood all down from his neck across his chest.
Is alright if I leave?
Give it another 30 seconds.
Alright.
Just need to stop the bleeding.
What elemental are you?
It doesn't matter. That's better.
A little bit.
As I told you, I'm fine.
Darkness. I may require some healing. There was quite a bit of dark magic.
You?
Move forward to the rest.
What's your issue?
Apologies, I could not get to you. You were a bit too high for me to scream at.
Okay. What's
And I don't believe I could have communicated with you.
No, it has to be initiated from my side.
Issues.
However,
Issues.
it turned into sort of clustered, cramped fight.
Yeah.
So.
For the most part, me and the rest of them stuck together fairly well. Worked really good. We actually knocked out one of the, or our group knocked out one of their, one of the opponents, the heavy hitter, Dione.
I assisted where I could, but...
Of course. There was a point in time where they were pushing us back a bit, and there was a time where we rushed, and I wish I could have gotten to you, because I was going to ask you to just completely pelt their line.
Apologies, then.
You have no reason to apologize. It's my own fault. I should have accepted those sending stones from around.
Overall, I would say this is a learning experience for you. It's less about how you all did and more what you learned from this.
Not on me, but there should be some in the med bay.
It's fair, actually.
I will go get it.
And thank you for accepting the invitation to join my group.
Of course.
Headway.
A fellow countryman.
Need anything that needs to be... Do you two have anything that needs to be checked up on?
No.
No.
How are we doing, Captain and Commander?
We have plenty of Valkyries.
Pretty alright.
Sorry about it. Got a little hairy. That dark kind of messed with us at the beginning.
In the
The
beginning,
Dark Dome was a good counter against me. I actually have to commend him for it. I couldn't enter it. Not unless I wanted it to hurt.
Our artillery once again got messed up by these trees.
Yes,
there was a point
it
where
did.
I wanted to try and use my light magic while in the dark barrier, but I didn't want to cause whatever would have happened.
You should have gone for it. Remember, it was no hold bars.
For future reference,
Yeah, but I don't
you
know how
can.
that would react to that.
They do sometimes have violent reactions, but it's very, very rare.
I'll be back.
That's good to know. I actually haven't really dealt with the dark magic that much before, so I didn't really know.
They're rare where we're from, unless you've been around Pandora.
Sadly, I haven't.
I know you said you didn't need any, but is everyone on your team okay?
As far as I'm aware, I'm already fully recovered.
What about yourself?
I'm tired. I'll be fine. Time.
Alright.
Still tired.
Take care of yourself. And also, you're very good. We wouldn't have gotten that only done without your help.
Thank you.
I need
How
you
are
to
you doing?
be very careful.
I fucking knew it. I was about to confine you.
You two did very well, by the way, working together. Both of your swordsmanship are very good. I haven't heard you deal with hot skill.
That should be good now.
I'm not too concerned, but
I have to commend you, actually. There's blood all throughout his shirt. Your cloak is actually far, far more useful than I thought it was.
Most of the Valkyries on the field injuries while they're battling, so nothing's been too bad.
Truth be told, I was expecting you to pin me down a little bit more with your mana sight.
It was an option, but there are reasons I didn't.
Also,
So.
apologies that I accidentally hit you in the face.
You didn't break the mask, which is fine. And it was only a flesh wound against the neck. But no, I have to commend you. That was actually difficult.
I tried to take notes from our last encounter.
Fine. Sorry, put some runes on. Worst case, I'll just regrow any of the trees that are broken.
Well, you learned well then. Especially because I didn't actually know you were a combatant. I initially had a problem in the start of trying to figure out who was an actual combatant and who was a spectator.
Indeed. Mr.
I
York
nearly shot-
basically last minute asked me.
I nearly shot Winter 3 times thinking it was you.
That first big battle we had.
Are you okay? I'm sorry, I got you a few times.
Yes, that's your.
You did. I'm already fully recovered. Thank you, though.
Question, are you the one who's been shooting the bolts of darkness?
No one's showed yet that I know of.
Yeah.
You mean the arrows made of darkness?
You actually pressured me, which
Exactly.
it was fun.
No,
You might
no
want
one
to
was
watch your
able
aim
to
because
kinda deal
one of
with
them
you.
almost
I was
like
the only
landed
one that
by
was,
the hills where we
able to
would.
fly and get you, so that's why.
Apologies.
Your laser
So truth be told,
that's
Yes.
why I
probably next time try to make sure
have
there's a
anything to
proper
do with your
facility
lasers.
for these
It's
kind of
currently taken around 7
Shooting
months
someone
of
in the air.
mana output training, but I've managed to stop them from cutting off limbs.
It's hard to sometimes see through all the trees where y'all are.
It's fine. It landed like a good feet away from us.
I've had to very much restrain the output.
Yes. Okay. Well, in that case,
It's good fighting.
apologies for that.
It was enjoyable.
It's all right. Besides,
Good sword work.
I'm good against darkness, so if anything happens,
You should be fine. Would have been fine.
Excuse me. I do apologize, Ironwood. For the people, for the new cadets, if you are not cavalry, go to your professors to go take the rest of your exam unless you're already taking it. Suki,
large-scale
you'll come
wars.
with me.
Have you ever seen a dead
Very small
body?
village. He was there. I have seen dead bodies.
That's one, that's two. Have you seen the
Dorius. Dorius.
And I'm sorry,
Your pin.
Oh, thank you.
Everyone always forgets to get their items back.
How about it normally, yeah.
Everyone, you are a new cadet and not cavalry.
Oh, here it is, since we have a moment of pausing, I guess. You wanted to convert the sword into a spear, right?
Yes. Overall, I've found if I
Keep the
actually...
sword, or you wanted to take the gem?
The gem, mostly. I've found, generally, the amount of actual bodily movements I would need to do for sword play impinges on my wings.
I didn't think about that. No, you're right. That's fair.
It's partially the reason why I'm so long range.
Okay then.
And my wings will
Is it
only
just
grow
you're looking
larger
for
in time.
traditional- That's true, I didn't think about that.
I have
Are you thinking of
a...
a traditional war spear or a...
I have a
more
family
like
design
polearm?
that I can bring to you.
Sure. I'd be honored.
I trust you with making it.
I'll make sure. Of course, I'll trust that it doesn't get lost and I'll give it back to you after.
Apologies.
Again, I trust you with it. Oh.
You're good.
I left my uniform over here so I won't get too damaged in the fighting. Although, I'm gonna have to do it as I get home.
I'm sure.
I would say the hardest and most difficult part of this fight was trying to figure out who was a spectator and who was an actual combatant, because I could hit both.
I agree. To be fair, I almost shot Winter out of the sky with a thunder gun, but I remember they're a spectator.
Yes, I nearly shot Winter down 3 times.
Yeah, speaking to right there.
Yes. I thought he was Aura. At least from a distance.
Yeah, that one as well.
Before everyone starts breaking off, I need to return more things.
Of course, I'll let you do it.
I understand it's great, but can we and go outside? Freaky little mimic.
I'm starting to learn that maybe I should go for something other than
My body is my armor.
But I can justify.
picking a team. She did really good.
I still have your pin.
Oh, yeah, here. Did you enjoy yourself here, Naeus?
It was an actual challenge, yes.
I didn't see any of your projectiles. I kind of assumed because everyone was like jumbled up into.
No, I launched them only from short range so that the spread would be smaller.
Okay.
While I can direct them overall, they spread naturally. It's far too difficult to try and control each individual projectile.
I'm fine. I'm just checking on you before I proceed with mine.
I'm good. No longer.
I'm glad I made the right call. I initially thought you were in an opponent team. Decided not to strike you.
Thank you. Unless you're talking to Menace.
I thought they were an opponent team.
They were.
They were.
Oh, okay. I feel bad because I think I bashed him in the face with my shield. I felt kind of bad.
It was hard to tell.
Going after the healer I was told to protect, so.
It was incredibly difficult to tell who was a combatant and who was a spectator. With this many people on the board, there were several times.
Were over there.
Not true. Several of them were flying around. I nearly struck Winter out of the sky 3 times.
Yeah. I know the professors are running around too, but I mean that's
professors in
easy
year
to tell.
2s I think were prohibited from
Yes.
joining, but if you didn't know about the year 2s being prohibited, then that would have been.
There was a moment when I witnessed Virtues in the arena, along with an opponent team. I assumed something was happening, so I didn't strike it. However, I was forced to hesitate like that multiple times. Again, because I don't know who's a spectator and who's an actual combatant. I'm attempting not to kill anyone during this.
Yeah. At least you have that mindset. There were me and my group of spectators were all the way over there, and we still almost got hit by several attacks.
There was a moment where it was not fully clarified whether or not the people on the blacksmith were an opponent team or not. And I witnessed multiple, well, in hindsight, I know them now to be Aura's arrows. I did not know that Aura was actually on an enemy team. I held back, but I was going to strike the actual roof.
Yeah, whenever you guys were planning your stuff over there, they had realized they don't have a 3rd team, so they had.
Why is Virtues running?
He's grabbing Elwyn.
Why is Elwyn running?
I'm going to help with you. I have no idea.
We're just sitting. I don't know if she's...
The Vanguard test.
Oh, okay. I thought you were trying to pick her up. I was
Give
really
him hell.
confused.
No.
I don't know when my Centurion thing is. I don't see any Centurions actually.
I also don't know.
I don't see any of my Centurions. I might need to.
But I will say that you can hold your heads proud. Out of all the other students that we have given a test to, I think this one might actually be my proudest.
Really? I mean, I'm going to be honest. It's the first time that second years had me as their thing in their test. I would say I was rather impressed, but I mean, I threw boulders at them and construct soldiers, so you know.
Oh, then the test after that, they failed in diplomacy so hard.
Oh, very much so. Oh, but
Diplomacy ain't quite
but we were both finding our footing.
And then the test after that, everything was very chaotic. There wasn't even a sense of organization.
That is true, now that you remind me of that. Ugh. That is, I do have to say, for those of you that I did pass, very good at keeping your groups together. Definitely you there, Mrs. As I saw you in the back lines, most of the time you guys were together. For those of you in the mosh pit, That was when most groups were clashing. I understand. Don't worry. They do everything
Apologies.
to get you broken up.
Now, I will also state this. Some of the bad things I did see with all of you. The lack of... I heard more of your vice captains, more than I heard any of you. So, when taking charge of a group, make sure that you are the vocal one. Everyone's counting on you. Your vice captain's there to help, which is a good thing for the ones who did have cavalry on their teams. But mostly, your teams will be looking on to you for your orders.
Yes. That... Agreed. Don't... If you need some training in vocal cords, you know, I always offer lessons on how to be very loud and obnoxious.
Yes, sometimes I have to tape his mouth shut.
You've never done that.
Second thing, I do know about the organizations. I do know it was more last minute for you guys. So, overall, make sure you're a little bit more timely on that.
It's kind of hard for me to sleep because,
Now,
Yeah, as much as we don't... As much as you shouldn't let the enemy rush you, getting as organized as quickly as you can is in your benefit.
the third thing... Not exactly, I meant forming their groups, but you know, you're fine.
That's organization, ain't it?
The third thing is...
Sayori, do you know when Centurion's doing their thing?
They're probably doing it now.
Okay, cool. Were you supposed to tell us and you didn't?
I don't know.
I didn't even know!
Whoa! Jesus Christ, bro.
We were told that we would be told as a group, but that is apparently not the case.
Do we say we meet in our own room then, or are we... No idea.
Can I put this sign away?
I'm freezing in the door to your office later. Anyways. Overall, you all done wonderfully.
Oh.
You should take a break, relax, and be proud of yourselves. And as your first official welcome, a welcome to Calvary.
Thank you, man.
Thank you. You're all dismissed. Unless the Calvary has something.
Sayori,
Bolton?
Yes.
could I recommend for the future that spectators aren't allowed to come flying around the battlefield? I nearly shot Winter down 3 times.
It's brown ale.
Winter was actually in charge of something else important that involved him being on the battlefield.
In that case, disregard.
Any alcohol before, but
yes, he was
don't you worry.
Watching to make sure the ferals didn't come out of people.
I see.
More than welcome.
if you don't mind,
He was a safeguard then.
Of course.
Yes.
No worries.
I suppose that makes more sense.
Appreciate the gesture.
My point semi still stands. At least from a distance, it was hard to tell the difference between him and Aura.
I'm going to abstain from
So,
this, but thank you for
fair enough.
I don't believe I ever actually fired at him, but I nearly did.
Understood.
It's good, isn't it?
Mitsuki?
Yes. I overheard the headmistress say something about
Oraclemancy. I've been looking a little further into it over the past week, and I was wondering if I'm interested in summoning something.
You are speaking to the professor for it.
Your battle carp is very interesting, I must
Yes,
say.
I'm aware. So that's why I'm talking to you about it.
We are planning. Well, I am planning to hold a class here soon to go over most of everything for Oraclemancy. Today we just have another viewing of the stars if we do have time for it today.
Yes, we can see.
Okay.
It would be bad if
That sounds good.
people feel swinging
I haven't decided whether if I want to exactly summon one, but I'm very interested though.
Fair enough. Well, I will inform you if we do end up doing a Star Heraldry session today.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
A Star Heraldry.
Of course.
You gotta explain to me why, what in the ever-loving gods, the Star Heraldry, and why does everyone seem to be half afraid of it?
Because it's one of the most deadliest magics that you can do.
You're looking at stars, right?
Not quite. The stars come to you.
Well, no wonder. The meteors aren't great.
I don't
Think of it like this. You have gods and goddesses in your culture, don't you?
Well, we have a handful, aye. Vracus. This is our main.
Imagine calling them directly to you to answer 3 questions.
What, like a genie?
No, those are wishes. Answer 3 questions about
I know.
anything.
Oh, I know. Oh, but, you know, similarities, eh? I make connections, don't mind me. Aye.
But at the same time, you also have to worry because their boss might be also watching. And that boss might hate some of us in particular.
Ha! Okay. Sounds like a lot of complications, a bit of danger for... What does one seek by contacting that of the divine?
Knowledge.
Knowledge? What was it meant? By the beards. If I want knowledge, I grab a book. Also, hold on one moment.
I've been working very hard, I assure you.
Hi. Hi, dear.
After this, can I speak to you for a moment, Sayori?
Interesting.
Would you prefer my office?
Yes.
Change something, did you, dear?
It is only just a quick question.
Okay. We can head there now. I just have to make sure the other students got to their professors real quick. So I will meet you there in roughly 5 minutes.
That works. And if there is a Star Heraldry session today, I'd like to be there.
Understood.
You look a bit different. Done something with your hair? Well, yes, you did. Oh God, and the flux is taking you, my dear. Yes,
Nomi, quick, let's get Florence to the clinic. What?
I think they've been healed, Kai, and I don't think they need to go to the clinic.
I'm a healer.
Yes.
You'll get used to pain, Pandoran. Mm-hmm. There we go. Hmm.
You can come in.
It was a very simple question, really. The only time I have ever seen you afraid was when you went to grab me after Virtues had cut my strings, but I don't understand why.
Because I had no clue of what it would do.
We still don't know really what it did.
You're correct. For all I know, I could have found you dead on the ground.
Is that what you were afraid of?
Yes.
Why?
I have many reasons. If I wanted to give you the simplest one, it's so I can keep my promise to my wife when I cut them in trial. Of guiding everyone I can. No matter of race, background, or where they came from.
But that's the most recent reason. If you want a more complicated one, as a general, I've always learned that it's best to watch the people who show promise. People who you think can change the slightest outcome. Can I ask, where do you think I was born?
I remember correctly from what you've told me before. You were not a born noble of Interia. You made your noble house yourself.
You're correct.
However, I don't know if we've ever talked about where you were born. My initial guess would also be Interia.
You would be wrong.
Do you want me to guess
I was
again?
born in the deep... No, you're fine. I was born in the deepest parts of Phoenix Drop.
As an ice mage?
Yes.
In that case, even the environment was against you.
Everything was always against me. I couldn't even tell you who my parents were. All I can tell you is the first known memory I have is walking out of a cave as a child. And then living off what I could in the land before finally meeting a small teacher who would at least show me the ropes on how to actually survive. Then getting on a boat and going to a nation that hated the one I came from. Even hated my kind. I hid as a human, but I was still against everything. Eventually, I did make my way.
Why did you go to Interia?
I was chasing the cold. I had no really good reason.
Just that it was better than Phoenix Drop.
I just knew that the heat wasn't there. For the longest time, I was even a vagabond in Interia. And it just so happened that I ended up finding a mountain and climbing my way up to a castle.
Which castle?
The one in Rhythm. The most dangerous one you could go to.
And what occurred there? You're still alive.
At first I was threatened. A nameless nobody showing at the front door of where one of the princesses were. But then that same princess saw something in me and decided to make me part of her military instead. Then I rose to be one of the greatest generals in Interia.
definitely a way to enter the military. Directly through the royal family's recommendation.
Yes. So, my point being, I was a lonely, not even, couldn't even call me a peasant, to be honest. I was more poor than a peasant in Phoenix Drop. A demon from Phoenix Drop is now a Intarian noble.
I don't quite see where you're going with this.
In all honesty, I think you are able to change things. I think you're able to change things just like me and the princess did. I know you probably don't want to admit it, but you've been getting semi-closer to winter.
If you want to call it that.
My biggest thing is that I can share a point of view with you. Every single Pandoran hates your family. Let's be honest.
I'm well aware.
When I first entered Interia, every single Intarian hated me from being from Phoenix Drop. I share a sense of mortality with. I know how it feels to be hated.
I suppose I can understand that. I'm not sure if we're the same in that aspect. I don't particularly care what their opinion is of me or my family, as long as they can continue to assist me in my duty. If we get to the end of this and they still hate me, I'm all right with that. I'm not looking to change them.
And this is why I like you. You're willing to accept the facts.
Does this relate partially to the reason of why you were scared? That I was dead?
A bit. Another thing you can think of is that technically we're supposed to be hating each other. Not from nations, but because of race.
According to every teaching I've ever been taught, yes.
Can I ask, do you hate that you've been taught that?
This moment? No. I am starting to see that some of the things that I was raised on might not be completely correct.
And I'm not judging you or your family for that, by the way. It's just how things are.
I want to know what the actual truth is. I'll make my own judgment from there.
And I will help you guide. And I will guide you to those truths the best I can. In my personal belief, I sincerely think you can change things.
You've said that multiple times. What do you even see me changing?
That is a question that would be probably better for the future. But if you must know an answer now, I think I can see you changing the state of serenity, the state of between Pandora, the state between demons and angels.
You see me as some sort of bridge, then?
A start to one, at least. But through none of my teachings. They're your own choices.
I don't think I have nearly the kind of power you think I do.
As I said, you're just the start. Every bridge needs at least the start of a foundation before it can be built. Just like how I was the start of a foundation to have Interia be more open to at least demon kind.
We'll see. I'm saving my judgments till I know everything. The end.
Either way, I still am willing to guide you. You are under my care after all.
I will accept that.
I figured you would say that.
That was my only question. I'm certain that you have things to do.
I care because I see you, or I care because I see myself in you. One day you'll find out that meaning.
I'll await that day then. Are you still planning to do the heraldry? Yes.
Oh, about the heraldry? If we have time, it depends. But my thing to you, I hope you would I hope you tell me about the more things that you are learning, even from the stars.
I've discovered one of the identities of one of the missing Pelhams.
No.
It's my sister.
And do you know where your sister is?
No. I don't. I'm looking for her.
Oh. Maybe I can help. And I'll see what I can't find on my end.
Her name is Zuriel.
Understood.
That was the correct choice. Fuck. What am I doing? What happened to me?
Check the forbidden knowledge section, because that's when we're questioning
I believe
what's wrong from right.
probably have an idea. Yeah, honestly, that's not a bad shout. We can go check that area too.
We're gonna go check out by the forbidden knowledge section.
Well, just don't touch anything there.
We
Yeah, well, because in the riddle it says questioning.
What are you looking for?
Sometimes forbidden knowledge has that shit.
We're doing a riddle for Centurion.
Oh. Good luck. I won't interfere then.
Thank you.
You're from Neptune, correct?
I am. Irenaeus, correct?
Yes. I believe you're... Was it Bellamy?
Yes, sir.
I'd like to speak to you later. I'm planning for our upcoming campaign to Neptune. I think you have information that'd be useful.
Well, that would depend on what information you're looking for. We will speak later.
Later, you're currently running a test.
Classroom.
Wilhelm's already on his way.
Zaliel.
Yeah.
My liege.
Pardon.
I do have things I wish to speak with you about regarding what I saw in the Vanguard test. When you are free, of course.
I'm free right now. Would you like to come on a walk?
All right. Sure. So.
This direction works.
Just on. All right. Based on what I saw, the Vanguards, this batch, they're manageable. None of them are dead weight, as would Kyo be.
Attention students, the door to the virtual room is locked, and I'm only saying this because it somehow randomly went unlocked when I turned my head. I don't fucking know.
Oh. That's strange, but alright. Anyway, Vanguard's promising is a word, but they still have a lot to learn. In particular, Elwyn, who displays a lot of power, displays an equal amount of lack of control. Seems
I've
that he
noticed.
lets his emotions get the better of him most of the time, and
He nearly
there were
struck me from the sky. I'm unsure if he was aiming for me or not.
He wasn't. I had to block his attacks myself while he was fighting one of the golems as his test.
What I mean
He
is
attacks
that lightning
indiscriminately.
strike that travels a distance and then explodes. As far as I can tell, I was the only one even remotely in that area, because he aimed up.
Perhaps he was trying to get Aura while she was invisible and just guessing where she was.
Possible. If I hadn't already been moving, could very well have struck me.
Right. Additionally, while he was fighting the golem after the golem had already fallen, he displayed the kind of rage that is, well, pathetic, perhaps is the wrong word, but he kept stabbing it over and over after it had already fallen and stopped moving.
He's one of them that gets lost in it then.
Yes, the other Vanguards described him as tweaking the fuck out.
That's certainly a phrase.
Lens. Yes, Lens, as the one piloting the golem, noticed as well. Well, Lance actually asked me to specifically pass this information on to you, is that Elwyn, while doing one of his attacks, he formed a kind of dragon out of his elements. I'm not sure what that's supposed to mean.
Interesting. However, I don't particularly know the answer to that either. I'm not familiar with many dragons.
Yes. I believe it might be that Elwyn likely got his power from something else. Given that he is a human, he has an incredible ability to harness mana. More so than most people would expect at this time.
Come with me for a second.
Understood.
This is entirely just based on a gut feeling, which I don't usually go off of. Elwyn is not human.
I figured as much.
He does not feel human.
I guess he wasn't.
The oddest part is that he feels like I should know him, but I don't.
Given that he seems apprehensive to conversing with anyone from Serenity about himself. When I asked him if he was Pandoran, he immediately asked who was asking. Seemed defensive for no reason. So perhaps instead of going straight to him, it might be better to go to his partner, the Dullahan, see if we can get any information out of her.
You can if you'd like. I don't particularly see the need to get the information at all, as long as they can perform. I don't really care about their secrets. Also, they will not answer you. Once they know you're from Serenity, you will be treated as an enemy.
Interesting. Well,
that is the reason they reacted to my name.
inform them that reason as why they reacted that way. Besides being from Pandora in general.
There are many families in Pandora that hate my family. This is due to the fact that we have been on the front lines of nearly every single conflict that has ever occurred.
Of course.
So, they view us as responsible for large loss of life throughout the ages. The lives taken in war.
I believe it's on them.
The reasons are their own, and again, I don't particularly care. If they choose to hate me, if they choose to hate my family, I see no reason I should have to react to that. As long as they can perform their duty, and it assists me in performing mine, they can hate me all they'd like. It makes no difference to me.
I see. Understood, sir.
Should they have a problem accepting orders, or should they cause trouble on missions, that is the only time where I will actually react. Otherwise, I really just don't care.
Understood, sir. The issue with Element's temperament will be dealt with as soon as Lance and I figure out what we decide we actually want to do.
As long as he doesn't lose his head in the middle of combat. Arthur?
Right. Go ahead. Excuse me then, sir. Have a good day.
You as well, Exilio. Is there something you wanted to speak about?
Well, I hope. No. Well, I guess. I'm curious on your assessment with the mock battle that was had earlier.
I'd say overall it went exactly as I had at least predicted. Command structures, at least from what I could tell, sort of started to break down. Teams were separating, and it was more of a brawl of it mattered less about attacking the other team. It was more people either constantly attacking or constantly defending themselves. You know your opponent because they're attacking you. Which is about what I expected. This was less about cohesive planning and teaming, and more about throwing new cavalry into the fire. Understand how easily information and planning and structure and strategy disappear the second the blood rushes to your head and a weapon's in your hands.
And your life is on the line. On the line.
Yes. I have an advantage in that I'm able to stay in the air and out of the fight. I can keep a much cooler rationale. Even then, I spent most of the fight actually fighting other aerial units. One of them has the ability to go invisible while still flying. I'm still bloody because of it. She managed to
with your wounds?
She managed to actually strike me.
I see.
With an arrow. While flying from only about, I would say, 10 feet away. The issue is that the arrow itself doesn't become visible until it's left.
Right. So you cannot rely on reaction with it, unless you are built for reactions.
I'm fast. I'm not quite that fast. So, it managed to actually put me out of the rest of the fight, which, it seems, doesn't actually seem to be an issue because it was the last, I say, 15, 20 seconds of the fight already. Overall, I would say that overall leadership structure needs to generally be improved, communication needs to be improved, You all have more experience now facing your fellow students, their abilities, what works well, what doesn't. As long as everyone continues to reflect on the way that they fought and how effective it was and how it can be improved, I would say it's a successful exercise. I'm sure you met opponents that you were able to easily trounce, and you met opponents that did not seem to really have a problem dealing with you.
I wouldn't say I trounced. I was able to beat a lot of opponents, but anyone that was able to keep up with my speed was the only one I was really worried about. Personally, I think hesitation got the best of ours. Once we got flooded with our whatever sphere that blinded us.
Aaron has multiple eyes on every wing.
Like you said, you don't think about it too much.
He's got two in his main head, and he's got multiple across his fleshy body too, not just his wings. There's eyes in his chest.
I can smell people very well. So when the attacker approached and they appeared, I was able to track them through their smell and attack them all the same. But once we got out, we kind of waited as the others were charging us, and I believe that was a mistake. We gave them too much space that by the time they got to us, we either had to back up into the orb or begin into...
The orb was a good player on their part. They're already well aware they can keep me out of that. Myself and Dorius. Dorius, I believe, was already inside. I imagine he would have much the same reaction I would have. That mana begins to eat away at us.
Right.
Which, if you have a recommendation on a better action you could have taken, you can bring that to me. However, I would recommend tell Dorius that.
My plans to. However, I was dragged away pretty much instantly from for my exam. But I believe he did fine. Though I think you could
What was the Vanguard exam?
We fought some form of thing. They put us into threes.
Was it a large golem with an open chest and blue fire?
One of them was, yes. Though the one I fought was gold with a shield-looking thing and a lightning baton. Some form of key in their
Those are actual opponents that we have faced. The gold automatons were faced in Yisrael, while the ones with the iron and fire, those ones have been in the cult employ since before I arrived. Apparently years before I arrived.
So a long-standing opponent.
Yes. Additionally, I doubt it matters much to you, but the metal construct with the blue fire, that is constructed out of iron. While it
does
isn't...
not do much for me, as my magic can't do much against creatures like that.
Yes. However, that is basically guaranteed death to all angels.
I see.
So, if you were on a team with fellow angels and you see one of those, you basically have to keep it from them. It can easily kill.
Well, with my speed, I can be a very easy gnat for it.
Yes.
Annoyed until it only focuses on me, or relatively.
I've at least had luck with dealing with them with the ability to stay out of their reach at all times. However,
right.
There are several angels that aren't quite able to fly yet. Did all of Vanguard go through their test already?
Yes, at least that I know of. After mine, we were given the okay, and I do not believe anyone else stepped up for their exam, as there wasn't anyone.
Oh. Surprising. I would have expected the Vanguard exam to continue on for much longer.
Well, there were only 2 groups, to my knowledge, that needed to be tested, which, in 3 freeze doesn't take too long.
I know the Centurion test is going on at this current moment, which I suppose
likely.
brings up a
Oh,
question of what
I
is
do not know what they
Badal.
are.
Right, it's only for the new students. Not all of them.
They are a Valkyrie, no? What would Centurion have to do with them?
You're correct. Oftentimes they mix with Centurion, along with the fact their abilities are so very Centurion. Sometimes, yes. Forget their Valkyrie.
I see. I believe they are the one in armor during our mock battle, yes?
Yes. Armor.
Well, a lot of them were in armor, but they had the giant shield with the mason armor. So, understandable to be mistaken for a Centurion.
Songbird.
Apparently they are some founder, yes? From what
No.
the other angel were saying.
Hello, Kristen.
Oh, well, hello, Irenaeus. Hello. I hope you're doing quite well.
I'm surprised you're out.
Oh, I got summoned. Songbird was out.
So that big thing I fought is something y'all have already dealt with before, apparently.
What?
I don't thought.
Who are they exactly?
That is the dead queen of Pandora, Kristen.
I do not believe I have studied Pandora, but the name sounds familiar.
They died quite a long time ago. However, not all of them
I would assume
did.
that is why you led with dead.
Yes.
What do you mean all of them? There were multiple Christians.
No. Part of her survived.
How does part of someone survive while the rest dies?
I'm unsure about that myself. If you really wish to know, you can go speak to her.
Well, I guess it was bound to happen. I were to have a history lesson. Doesn't hurt to get it started now.
I'm doing well, Dorius. And yourself?
I'm alright. Actually quite happy, not gonna lie.
Happy. Why's that?
I'm glad I can make a certain someone pleased. The best way I can put it.
Oh.
I was going to leave that to him. If he wanted to share.
Yeah, so. Maria.
I don't know who that is.
Current Queen of Serenity.
Yeah.
I see. Seems you two are knowledgeable when it comes to these queens. Do you study history, perhaps?
I am from a noble family in Serenity. We've had dealings with the royal family before. So, it would be wrong of me to not know about them.
Right. I am also a nobleman. Shockingly so. Though I don't really speak to them much. Yes. I am a nobleman from Neptune. My family... variety of jobs when it comes to my brothers. I was bound to be a guard. And I practiced such for... I want to say... potentially 15 or 16 years. before I diverted for reasons. Leaving a friend behind, unfortunately. And then I figured out my being and condition, which then I can't say I wish to go back to my family and potentially kill them on accident. So I stayed away.
I'm not exactly a noble myself. A little higher in stature, but not noble status.
What is higher than noble that isn't royalty?
No, I'm saying not quite to noble, like almost. Kind of there in a way.
There can be wealthy families that
That's-
aren't quite
yeah.
nobles.
I know, but I've always really never associated much. Usually if they are at that status, there's some form of nobleman. So I've kind of just ruled it out. At least in Neptune, that's how it works. Because anyone can take whatever they can get. So if they get offered to be a nobleman, they're not going to deny it.
It's rare in Serenity to have new noble families. Very much most of the noble families there are very old.
I see.
Makes sense.
My family is part of the founding of Serenity.
No shit.
So we've been there for quite a long time.
I could imagine if you're a founder, or one of them. It'd be kind of surprising if you weren't around for a long time, but claimed to be a founder.
Yes. It's... Some of the history is a little iffy. Some say that we were there for the actual foundation. Some say that we arrived very soon after the foundation. So we do not typically call ourselves founders.
Oh, the Centurions there. Right, sorry. I just looked over and I saw a bunch of people. So I could only imagine that is who it is. But, I see. Your last name, it was Pelham, if I remember correctly.
Yes.
I see. Seems
We've been
quite the
tasked
studying
with
to
the
do.
defense of Serenity since the beginning.
I see. Well, if there is anything that you wish to know of history, I am a historian, as well as an archaeologist. If
What they doing?
my
You too?
services are required.
I had not known that.
In the
Maybe we
Blackstone people, we
look
don't
into
really have many,
What?
studiers or scholars. And since I
know what
technically
to do.
had to start that beginning my work as a
They're
guard,
talking, but I know.
it kind of just stuck, and I eventually just became the historian there.
Yeah,
Since
there you have
none of them wanted to do it, and I've already started doing it at one point, so I just kind of took the mantle and continued.
All of those
Though,
books are really freaking
I do
boring.
like historian. I'm sure it is for
Where's the
you.
books?
But, yes, I am the historian of our group, so if there's questions you'd like, specifically from Neptune, I've started dabbling in other places, but I haven't really left Neptune for a long time. This is the most I've
We
really
may have
ventured.
use of you in that aspect. Our next campaign is Neptune. Having someone knowledgeable on their history is going to be incredibly useful. As we found, at least in Yisrael, there were several things that needed a more
Shadows consumed him.
historical knowledge on what we were dealing with.
Can you ask them to give him back? It's my roommate.
I see. And archaeology. Do you believe this will be useful as well?
I'm unsure.
That's more a blitz question.
That'll be something we'll find out in the moment. However, it's good to know you have knowledge in it now.
I gotta yell at him for stealing
Yes.
him again.
I also was a bit of a loose cannon when it came to them. It's why they always tell me to behave.
Oh, he's there.
Seeing as I also went on adventures to look for
him back.
new places to learn about, as well as books to steal.
Enjoy your talk.
I guess this.
I believe they're getting ready to go spar some more.
Seems like it.
Who are they sparring? I do not see.
Unsure, and I'm also unsure why the automaton is getting involved.
I do not believe they are being involved. I believe they are spectating from the look of it.
I can no longer go over there.
Wow.
I was interested in spectating potentially the Soho break to see how it went.
That's
But
a
it depends on
sorry
how many.
Hence why I was referring to that, but I think they just did.
By the way, if you ever want to
My eyes
change
were
that
so
stuff on
blinking
that, be
Yeah,
interesting
I think they just.
If you have any
Virtues.
questions that you
I,
have,
I'm for them.
I can take that
Greetings,
and
Irenaeus.
learn, and you can read mine on Neptune.
Why the fuck is it? Why are
I've
the
also
fucks
studied
always
some
disappear
other
when anime
places
start?
in history, because I spent some time in Finnick, for example, so tried to look into their history a little bit. I've tried to go anywhere where I can that won't instantly kick me out, for example, like,
Oh, you opened out his mouth.
what's it complete? It's like right above.
Songbird,
Oh, I forget.
correct?
Okay, Mom.
May I have a word? I'd like to ask something.
Okay.
If you wish to stay till after the spa, then you may. You do not have to do it now.
This does not seem like a normal spar.
Possibly. Apparently doesn't seem to be any sort of grudge match.
That's terrible.
Why do you feel so familiar? Really starting to irritate me, Litchfield. What is it? They just lowered themselves to hand now.
I heard someone saying it. I'm confused.
Not so Alright, yes, Blick can inform me, but I need you.
Well,
real
someone
quickly.
needs to heal the Valkyrie.
Very well.
Ironwood is right there.
Yeah,
Oh, that's true. That's true. That is him. Interesting.
Rico, get into the medical bay.
Seems like for the most part, Valven's attacks are fairly large, but if you know what to look for, they're avoidable.
Everyone's all fucking complicated, but she talked to you. I mean,
It's a grudge match. Okay.
Yeah, that's what it sounds
Let me out.
I'll have a talk with him later.
I'm sorry about that. That's interesting.
Not your fault.
I know exactly
see.
what's going down.
Oh, you do. Enlighten me.
Do you remember the construct?
Yes.
Songbird.
/ Kristen.
Mm-hmm. Well, she spoke to him privately. He's jealous.
Is that it?
Yep. That
Are
is
you-
literally it.
Are you serious?
Now, I'm speaking for someone based on observation, so I could be entirely wrong. Take it with a grain of salt.
No, he is
It does
jealous.
seem
He
that there's
mentioned that
more.
why'd he talk to him and
yes,
not...
that is the baseline.
Extremely
But
obvious.
there does seem,
I'm sure there's more
or at least
to
I
it.
would have to hope that there is more to it.
I mean, she talked to
A
me
jealousy
well,
that
so I
stems
don't.
possibly from.
I don't see her.
You have to
not-
remember the last that they.
Before
heard
people
about
start,
them.
gossiping and trying to figure stuff out, people are allowed to have, parental issues. If he has his, let him have his. He took him out on me, he took him
Parental
out on you all.
issues.
That's how he feels about it.
I don't think that's a good word for it. These parental issues are issues, but we shouldn't have them.
Some people aren't used to.
It just seems like
Your
a
whole
lot.
life you
We'll
spend
see how
with
they-
the idea that your mother is dead, and you come here for a day, and you learn that she's here, and next thing you know, she's talking to someone that's not.
Yes. of
It's
course.
a shock to some people.
It's interesting.
I
Regardless,
imagine they'll grow with
let's hope that we
time.
don't have
We
to-
should probably not press it.
I don't begrudge him his issues. We just need to know his cavalry. It will affect a mission.
Yes.
Isn't he Valkyrie?
Ironwood's likely to
Am I
press on
mistaken?
Molda will need
No, as cavalry, we need to know everyone's issues.
Oh, as cavalry. Right.
I don't particularly want to, it's more that I have to.
I understand your position.
So, can you wait here a minute? Aaron,
Yes.
I have a question for you.
I may have an answer depending on the topic.
That's fair.
Because you're not good. Because you're not good.
Oh yeah, it was fantastic.
Feels like you've been napping a lot lately. Are you okay?
Having a fun day, Daniel?
Yes.
I've seen you use mana sight, but I've never seen you glow that much of light before, at least on your area when observing Elwyn. Just curious about that.
I hadn't realized that was happening. Suppose I was too invested.
Yeah. More of a curiosity, since I've never seen that before.
Interesting. I would have sworn you have.
Maybe I'm lapsing in memory with another one of your family?
No.
Mm.
No other member of my family has been born with these.
And I wouldn't have seen that before.
No. As I said in the previous sentence, I was born with these. I can actively restrain them, but if I'm not paying attention, they reassert themselves.
Fair enough. I didn't mean to pry more than if I needed to. This was different from you, and that's not normal.
Suppose I appreciate the concern. It's not any sort of issue, though.
That's good. It's more of me expressing this as I would argue one of the lead at Calvary, so got to express my observation and concern.
Yes. It's fine to have questions.
Fair.
Especially considering ultimately all of you are trusting Cavalry with your lives. You are entitled some information.
And I appreciate that. And might as well, since I have you since it's a moment, how do you think they did with the assignment or exam?
I stated it before, to someone else, but it went about as well as I expected. I would say that command structure completely broke down and it immediately became brawling. People didn't really have an idea of who their opponents were. It was more you knew who your opponent was because they were actively attacking you, and this never stopped.
I agree.
So, I think of this more as an exercise where new cavalry, new vanguard, new centurion, new Valkyrie all had an idea of how that was going to go, and all of them were wrong. They now see how it actually goes. They now have a baseline. They can work with that. They can develop from that. That was the point of the exercise. Cavalry now understands what their largest issue is. They don't fully understand it yet, but they will. This will keep happening. Communication's going to continue to break down. They're going to not know where parts of their team are. They're not going to know where the other teams are. There is no real plan.
I made a point to Aura that she made a point that we were not able to do our usual talking over the sending list. I made an argument that what if we were in a situation where we can't? We need to practice that as a whole without the need of that. We've relied on it too heavily.
We, at least on our side, we did have sending stones, and I had several objects from people, so that if I wanted to, I could have contacted them. However, and I do have to commend her for this, Aura made that incredibly difficult, if not impossible, to dedicate any of my actual focus toward trying to send a message. Her cloak makes her invisible, and she targeted me throughout the fight. She's the reason why I'm still covered in blood.
Yes?
Did you wish to join the brawl?
I will step out of it this time. I will reserve. Thank you, though.
Very well.
But to finish what I was saying is that, yes, regardless of the angel attribute of having a personal item and speaking to through one's mind, we need to practice as a whole, other than yourself, with need of communication without such things.
Generally, And I
think-
expected communication to break down because none of them are used to the just sheer oversaturation of everything going on at once.
Yes. That is their major defense, I would say.
Several of them, even experienced year ones, neglected to look up at the lasers that I was shooting into them, and were very delayed at actually protecting themselves from them. I actually would say you had the best reaction time out of all of them.
In fairness, I have experienced that.
You do.
They are not used to your type of combat. Honestly, I feel we should have it actually specifically as you as a fire archer.
That can work. And luckily,
It is very
at least my
much
own
needed
personal exercises on controlling mana
He is
output, I'm able to keep consistently my lasers from cutting off any of their limbs.
Yes. I would say pitch the idea to Sayori once we're more along the lines before we're going to Neptune, at least one lesson of combat practice to deal with the archer, since he is
I would actually use
very
Aura for that.
repetitive.
She now has the ability to appear and disappear while also being an archer herself.
That is fair. You did mention that is newer, so fair.
Yes. I would personally recommend that lesson, yes, with both Aura and myself. For two different reasons. Aura mostly because she's actually able to reposition, much like the archer can. And it would be good for them to get used to reaction time.
Yes.
Wait.
Mine would be just through sheer output.
Aaron made a point that not many of the newer students in some other year ones did not look up and took damage from him when they could have avoided or had at least had a chance to.
If they were to run into the
minimize
Flame Archer
damage.
right now, they would all be destroyed.
Yes.
I believe, with the way you've currently built yourself, you can actually properly train them to look up, have better reaction time, look for an archer that can appear and disappear. One that will hunt them.
One will hunt them, and not to mention both mine and their arrows also explode.
Yes.
True.
Am I directly comparing you to the Flame Archer? Only in sheer ability.
Yes.
I do it not out of malice.
Agreed.
I completely understand that point.
Time.
I think at the current moment, they would all be destroyed. There were several of them, even experienced year ones, that neglected to look up, and I was able to easily scour marks into their armors. Or into their bodies.
And let's not even mention how many times I managed to sneak into the groups and place the rune right in front of them.
Yes. I was actually commending you earlier. Even the fact that I would have to dedicate a lot of my concentration to actually find you, along with the fact I don't know what your current position is. You actually made communication difficult, where otherwise it would be easy.
I see. I honestly did not know I actually managed to disrupt your communication.
Yes, but it means if you can do that for me and our teams, you can also do that for opponents.
Indeed, provided that they actually communicate with one another.
Yes, I don't think we'll have that sort of advantage with the Flame Archer.
If anything, other than that, I think we should keep broadness with our practices due to we were taught very easily in Eurizuriel that our preparations were shattered.
Yes. Which...
broad strokes, for now.
Yes. I'd say at the current moment, at least for all the new students, they should now be acclimating and reflecting on how their first actual exercise went.
Whenever you do sword practice in the future,
I will say, I mentioned it to Aura. Bella and Suki are very similar. They acted from someone that was defending Suki and the one that was fighting Bella. They acted very similar, very skirmishy, very fast-pacing, combatant.
Yes.
Minimum orders. They don't give much orders. They were kind of partially aware of their squad, but not much.
Yes.
Any practice, similar practice.
I also just wanted to see you fight again.
Suki was also a similar difficulty, for a different reason.
Yes.
I was struggling to deal with how to actually keep Suki off of me without killing her.
Greetings, student body. This is Headmaster
Is
Kisari.
fragile.
If you are wishing to do any Star Hergy summoning, please start heading into the main segment of campus. We will organize you by groups for those who are going into Star Heraldry.
Walking
If you are
fast
wishing
into
to
the going
spectate,
Yes.
please stand to the side, so that way we can tell who is a summoner and who is not. See you shortly.
Mm-hmm. I can't say for Dorian, since I didn't see him the entire fight. I know he's a good combatant, but I don't know how he is commanding. For the Wendigo, I forget their name, they, as Blitz puts it, lack communication skills.
Yes. I've already seen that from the way they talk.
They, even with that
Be free, my child, be free.
issue, they can have more practice time. For who am I forgetting? The demon dog, as I'm gonna put it, since they are half demon, half can. They I think they did the best.
Yes.
They, I believe, gave commands, and they held the center on my side of things.
If I was not already acclimated with dealing with archers, they may have actually been able to shoot my wings.
True. They are very good range combatant. They are a fire user, but they have a bladed weapon on the crossbow, but they are very focused on ranged. They know martial hand to hand, but that's the minimum.
Hmm.
Unfortunately, due to
The plague
some
of all
departures in
ranged
cavalry-
fighters.
Yes. Due to unfortunate departures in cavalry, we are lacking a lot of frontline commanders. We have too much backline.
Yes.
Which,
At least in this
thankfully, at
fight,
least
I
in-
was acting more of the capacity of a vanguard than anything else.
This is fair. I was going to make comment on that, that at the very least, of Centurion, with the exception, I believe, 3, we are all heavily melee frontliners with high defensive capabilities, which compensates, but it is too thin of a line to rely on, if that makes sense.
Yes. We're about to enter. We can continue discussing this after, or if there's time.
Mm-hmm. Of course. Although it might be a large group, yes. Ugh.
Which side is which?
Sorry, I didn't hear.
Spectating, summoning.
This is a lot of
Talking around and finding out.
You want to spectate over there?
I do abundantly.
I don't particularly want to summon.
Attaching themselves. Wonderful.
You're not late.
I'm comfortable enough with spectators. I'm just
Do you want to summon a star, or do you want to just spectate?
9.
So many stuff.
Kokiri.
You're right here.
9, 10.
Yes.
You want to try to summon?
Europa and I have an agreement, but I will not do so without his approval.
Things I'm curious about.
I need to talk to
I would say
over here, spectating over
I
there.
would say be very. I will say this is safer right now than most days.
I'm going to try. Now would be the best time.
Wait, which
Guy
one's the right one?
summoning is over here.
Summoning.
Spectating is
Spectating.
over
Thank you very much, Professor.
Summoning.
You're welcome.
Summoning.
Summoning's over here, spectating's over there. Summoning's over here, spectating's over there.
I'm assuming it
If
is.
you're new kids, you're also over here.
Apologies. I need to just get 2 fucking signs and just wave them around to make this so much easier.
Although I might toss the knowledge.
Yes, magical glowing signs.
Alright, if you're spectating, please go ahead and
Buzz
enter.
very loudly.
I don't know. Okay, that's a lot of people.
I'm sure it'll be fine. I'm sure Faye won't kill.
Or off on people, you're already inside.
Oh, wow.
Much smaller room than I anticipated.
I am much further than I thought I was. See host, I could still get it. Not one of the people I trust in this room.
Where I sit, I within this room, but still sit instead.
Almost feel like it's uncomfortable in this place. They're telling me you're given a little bit of homework for this. It seems like I'm going to have a battle taking the day for me.
This room really pretty.
Indeed.
But
The stars have been blessing our academy.
Yeah.
So hopefully, less chaos will happen, although it doesn't get contained. Our best bet would be to remain careful. As long as none of the others have any dangerous requests, we should be all right. I guess I can ask this question in advance. I see. Usually be in the room for a while. If they do, if fate starts knocking, I will lock the door. They need to put a better lock on that thing.
I would recommend against that, Badal.
If you say so.
I still recall when you were going for the door yourself. Can you guarantee that'll never happen again?
I'm unsure. I'll leave it to the professors then.
looking good.
Hello there.
One's eyes.
I remember your name.
My name?
I remember it.
Go ham. Get.
Yes, I remember your name. You want me to? You want me to prove it?
Yes.
Yes?
We want to see if yes.
All right. Suki, there. You happy? See, I told you.
Good job. Yay.
At least with Elwyn's eyes.
A different person.
I feel familiar.
He's Suki, and that's Suki.
That eye arrangement. It almost seems like Winter's mask.
Indeed.
A lot more people than
Kristen. Those are Kristen's eyes. Why?
Yes, you have been very kind to me. However, I am not very well suited for the mental assistance. I see, good Esteban. I even remember your name.
Possibly I'm wrong. There were designs on the inside of the eyes. Kristen's eyes didn't have those. They were solid.
I appreciate the compliment, but I don't think I'd like to be called a Benedict Cumberbatch.
my skin and my bones and heart. No weakness. Born without flaw.
Thinking of that, Europa, it should be fine.
Born
I can stop watching. I'm full.
Yes.
No weakness. Born without flaw.
Please so.
We have like a full thing for a ritual circle here.
Yeah, it's wonderful. I'm so excited.
Don't ask me to go first. I don't know what to ask yet.
Winter's probably gonna want to go first if I were to guess.
I mean, I don't particularly care, but I can.
Be trapped in room with these because people.
I might need a
I have to think. I have to think on my question. Momentarily.
I'm a little worried my signal's gonna get called out and the entire room's gonna find out.
Okay, Kia. If you want, talk to a different star if you think you're too private to talk to one.
You accepted that when you decided to summon anything.
This is true. He makes a good point. I do.
Touche.
How about Kia?
All I know is that anything that happens inside of this room is fucking unholy and it will kill us.
What do you ask, Europa?
Kia.
See, the headmaster.
Europa's.
I'm on like the desk.
Europa's expressing
I forgot.
concern for Kyo being doubtful of their question. That's all.
On this particular day, you're less likely to get killed.
Ah, thank you, Virtues. Very wonderful.
I see.
So I should push questions, huh? Not literally, I'm being figuratively.
Would you like to die? You can try
I think that's up to say.
Fuck, I actually have to move. I don't want to. God damn it.
Where is Sayori?
What is
If that was the
Sayori?
case, I would honestly like to go to West last, considering I believe I have spent less time here than the others.
Where the fuck did that happen,
I've been attempting
Did
to
you
turn
lock her
my
out of the
information.
ritual room?
No, I did not. She was literally right here, and then she.
She was right here.
Virtues, open up the door in case she got locked out or something.
The void took her, she'll be back momentarily. There she is.
Annoying.
What has brought her back?
See? It's very cool.
You, Aita, you monster.
You do it all the fucking time. I want to hear it.
Thank you, Virtues. I was gonna say it.
Time.
I was gonna say if he didn't. I'm so glad Virtues did.
Actually, never mind.
Eat something. I'm just here to witness.
Is it you or Blitz that eats shadows? I forget. I think it's Blitz.
I don't eat the shadows. Blitz is the one that pisses them off.
Ah, that's what it is. I'm sorry.
Like, is it like blueberry?
Me? Or who are you pointing at?
The Void Dweller.
I don't know.
I wonder.
If she's
who
being
they're
dead
asking.
silent, I'm not sure. We still don't know who's going when.
Give her a minute.
No.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah, and I think they locked the door, so...
Also, I'm gonna tell you now before you pick who's going where. A Kokiri asked to go near last. He's...
I would like to observe more, as I've been here little.
Maybe a bathroom is around.
Everyone has so many comments to make.
We're going to go into. I'm going to go first because I have a little thing I need to take care of, which is very quickly. Followed by Kyo, Celeste, Ruza, Winter, then Kokiri.
Who's that?
Who's
As we
Ruza?
said, Sayori.
Fuck her off. So, me, Kyo, Nikos, Celeste, Winter, and Kokiri. Understood?
Understood.
What's for me?
Alright.
You want ice or dark?
Freak out a lot when
Dark.
there's like imminent danger right in front of you.
Alright. For all the people who have never spectate first, we're going to go through the quick warnings here. Unfortunately, no, you cannot summon today until I give you your Oraclemancy class. That will be covered most likely next week. Second, when this ritual begins, you are not allowed to leave the room until all the summoners are through, and you don't hear knocking at all. If you hear knocking, please do not panic. That is going to be a completely normal experience. You're somewhat in danger, but not in a dangerous part of like someone's going to extremely hurt you. Please do not, and I can't stress this enough, do not exit the door at any time until I give you the say-so. Is that understood?
Understood, sir.
Alrighty. So, I'm going to go first, because I'm curious. Go and put her hand in the book. To all the entities and stars watching me, may you reveal yourselves in front of me, and so I can choose.
Give me a goddamn minute because my controller just fucking flipped itself.
Wait, stripes again.
She is a demon.
Oh,
True.
Cocoon.
I'm insulted.
That's you're a yokai. What the fuck do you mean?
And you're a fallen. Do you have room to speak?
Damn.
That doesn't make me a demon. You make no sense. Shut the fuck up, Winter.
No.
Really acts like your father sometimes, huh?
I am a demon.
No, I'm not talking about you, Professor.
Then what are you talking about?
Don't worry about me, I'm just babbling.
It's Kyan. No, please, Kyan. She's a demon. Let's not get into this again.
Kyan, please, not now.
I thought it was Esteban. He's
If I ever have to
Oh.
Oh, so Sayori, you've been like hovering off the ground for like the past few minutes.
It's a void thing, I think. Probably.
It's a void thing.
Okay. Alright, repeat. Run it back.
Okay. I am going to I wish to summon all the entities and stars that are watching me, new and old, so I can choose.
Okay. So, instead of what is used to for all of our previous entries, the entire room is going to turn a cloud-filled mist as the room would swirl, go as if in a carousel, before morphing into an iridescent gold. Then a 15-foot tall woman will stand before you with hair curling around like clouds, their face obscured through hair as they would just be lounging about, and along the walls of every corner within the room will be a shelf. And you could swear each of you could see yourselves within it, different parts of your life, but never the same.
What the fuck?
Greetings. You must be
Are you?
Destiny, I'm guessing.
I don't even need to introduce myself if you're gonna speak for me.
I don't mean to be rude. It's just interesting that I've got your gaze now.
I always wondered who borrowed my shears.
Well, my wife did that one.
Hello, Watchers. Nice to see you so soon.
Long time no see.
Ah, so true. What is it I can do for you, Sayori?
I was just well, one, curious on the new one that was watching me, because I've never seen you before. But do you mind if I ask 2 questions?
Help yourself, you're manifold.
Can summon destiny.
My first one is, I realize that consequences hasn't been around or watching me. What's happened to them?
Consequence isn't allowed in here. Not all that stuff. As long as I'm here, consequences can't come through.
Understood. And my second question for you then.
Faith in living. Yes, what can I do for you?
Why have I caught your gaze now?
1, someone borrowed my spears. 2, it was a interesting response of how each time you've broken your own faith. They try to wire you up from head to toe, pulling your ears and tail, yet you never faltered. Similar to watchers, you're like a cockroach to them. But you never change. Always the same. Never shifted. Find it fascinating. I'm always more inclined to those who take grasp of their own fate into their hands. It's truly mortal.
Well, I tried to do my best. I do have my lovely wife, Moon, to also thank for that.
After the damage she's been going through, you must be worth it then.
Okay. Final question. I know I said 2, but now I have 3. Is there any way for me to fix my wife up? Or at least help her?
Nothing you can do. Sorry.
Understood.
But fate got her good. Almost took out one of her eyes. Poor thing. Don't worry, I'm keeping good care of her, best I can at least.
Understood. It's still a wife's duty to worry.
No, of course, I never said you never had that right.
Anyways, I must set the example for the students, and those are my 3. So thank you for your time.
May I ask my own question? You got 3, don't I get 1?
Sure.
I'll ask you a simple favor. Let me in.
Since my wife trusts you, you're allowed in.
I'll speak to you later then. Sound fair?
Okay. Fair.
Greetings, all of you.
Greetings.
Bellatrix, Suki, Hensley. Oh, yeah, you're still alive. Mortality is interesting. Hello, Vidal. Valen, Lance, Lilith, Lycos. Hi, Celeste. Greetings, Pelham. I bid you farewell.
And farewell. I hope to meet you soon.
As they say farewell, the room would desaturate from the golden hues as it returns back to normal. There would still be golden hues around the edges of the arena, and with a 14, you're
I'm uncertain what they actually did.
You're definitely just at least taking a knee for a brief second.
That's completely fine with me. Alrighty. Alright. Keo, you would be next.
Interesting. Let's try this out for once then.
Well, even destiny calls me Pelham.
Okay. Very interesting.
I had originally wondered.
The stars.
that is watching me right now.
Mushroom.
Hold on.
Because they bang their head.
While he's getting ready, the room is going to fill with the floor a black
Sacrifice.
ichor mixed with an iridescent water. As alongside would come a green mist filling up the room, as to the side would come a ferryman. Have fun.
Oh, that's. Oh, let's see you.
Yeah, this one
that's
again.
interesting.
Who is this sacrifice? It's nice to meet you.
Live again.
Sacrifice.
You normally ask for me with my wife. Something you need from me in particular?
A question, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
The truth comes in many ways. I wish to know of mine. Which generation of my family was the one that made that deal?
Ah, which generation of claws?
They're sworn to not answer that, Keo.
Apologies, I don't normally watch the claw hearts. Give me a moment.
Take your time, sacrifice.
Based on your lifespan, probably 3 or so generations ago.
I see. Thank you for the answer.
Again, my wife would have be better for that kind of question. That deal does involve her.
Should have summoned Abyss.
Hello, Ernest.
Sacrifice.
Second question for you, sacrifice, and then it'll be my last. Out of the many that you've chosen, why choose a clawheart?
You mean your family or you in particular?
Humor me.
Say that again?
Humor me. Either side will count. I do not mind.
Well, I'll tell you the reason I watch you in particular. Out of your entire family, you are the only one who has shown any regret, remorse for what your family does. The only one who actually cares to do something about it. The rest of your family, they couldn't care less.
I see. Thank you for the answer, sacrifice. That'll be the only question I'll have left. Thank you, though. It's a pleasure talking to you.
Would you do me one small favor, Keo? And would you let
I
me
knew it.
in the room for just a moment? Thank you. It is safe.
I'll be okay. Appreciate it. So many of them. Hello. What was your name again? Suki, yes. Right. Hello, Bella Darling.
Someone see your timer.
Hello, Badal.
What more answer them?
Hello, Badalin.
Hi.
Golden
Didn't
opportunity,
expect to be seeing
literally.
so many of you so soon. Oh, I almost missed you. I haven't seen you in this room yet. Hello, Ryga.
Hello.
Well then. Thank you. That was very much appreciated. Be seeing you.
Sacrifice.
Why do they call people out?
I know it's gonna take a while.
So as he starts to say his farewell, you're going to see a pair of blackened hands come from the water, wrap around his waist, and pull him down as the ferry continues along.
Oh, a bitch
With a
just
12,
kidnapped her
your mana
husband.
dips, but you're standing.
Be funny if someone summons her.
It would be funny.
Knew that would happen.
Too bad.
Good.
Sacrifice didn't even say hi to me.
Interesting.
Maybe he was jealous so they were talking to Destiny.
Theoretically stuck.
I'm the only one.
Hey, man.
I wish to summon the stars that watch over me.
The room's going to fill. It'll go down to desaturated as 3 figures stand: 1 female, 1 male, and 1 amalgamation. Which do you go for?
I know such a golden opportunity. Unfortunately, I beseech the star of history. Do you answer?
Oh, you son of a bitch. I hate you're not 20. Suck a dick. Suck a dick, Ruza. Okay. The rune's going to rotate rapidly like a carousel is just spun on hyper as it would slowly morph into a cathedral-like library. Books scattered across, and those spectating, you swear you could see your family names across the board on some of the covers. Some grander, some smaller, and some chained.
So that's what she's doing.
Indeed it is.
Outside,
I
so
think
how
you'd
years?
see
Wise words.
I'm not even look at my book. I don't even want to know if it's chained or not.
After a few moments, down the hall of this cathedral will slowly walk out a robed, heavily covered figure holding a series of books. It seems one of the books they're holding on to one is called the Driscoll, another one Pelham. Another one to our little furry friend over there in the corner.
Which one?
I guess. The blonde
Hello.
one. What can I do for you?
Last time you were summoned by Tesla, I saw my books of my history. And at the end of the line, I saw the book of Phenolith chained. Why?
Because someone wants it that way.
Who?
Can't answer that. You may not get punished, but I surely could. Ask me another way.
How may I gain access to the book?
You can.
Did you say I can't?
I can. The only people who can are those who go to the depths or are my pupil, and that isn't you.
Yes, I understand and I apologize. But at least ask. I guess my last question is, may I earn your favor to access the book? That a possibility?
It is. Go to the depths. I will only allow you if you can do me a favor.
Go on.
I'm trying to get a one-up on Omni and Gen. Find me something that they can't, and I'll give you what you want.
Yo.
I hope to see good things out of you then. Oh, maybe if you surprise me, I'll cement you in history. Only if you earn it. At least that's how Omni would say it.
And thank you for your time. As always.
Of course. Hi, Fluffy. Farewell then.
What are they calling Fluffy?
With a 19, you're standing. Nothing fucking happened to you.
What are they calling Fluffy?
I don't know.
I wonder.
I guess we have a start to talk to another time. I guess we have a start to talk to another time, Irenaeus. I had a book of yours.
I noticed.
Your turn. I mean, they did say the blonde one. I think I'm the only blonde person here.
What could I find that could best stalls and knowledge?
Blonde.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Curious.
Sayori, would it be possible to switch from spectator to summoner?
So, the walls are going to heavily desaturate. Even the colors of those
Sure.
spectating. You will go monochromatic. Not an ounce of color in this room.
You don't want to wait
As
for
they
the
would
next
slowly
group?
form a figure cloaked over with long hair going down.
I'm fine to wait. I
holding
just
on
have
to
questions.
a small little pocket watch. I know life has changed since last time. Quite a lot of things have happened since last we talked.
I have seen memories this week. Memories that ended too soon. And I need answers. Such
shop, whatever that
I'll do my
shop
best.
was.
It was an Ontarian one.
And all those images of the snowfield plains.
Hmm.
Also in Terra, I assume.
Yes. I was able to interfere due to the golden aura. It's not happened in so long I can't even remember. I can technically give you what fate doesn't let me. I pay the price later. There was a shop long time ago in Ontario that used to help fix artifacts. They're not around anymore.
Just saying. We share one again.
Artifact been damaged for this time.
Hey, first up.
Whose artifact were we fixing that time?
I need it first though.
So that's two now.
So this isn't the first time.
I was able to get Moon to fix the first time.
Just
Their pupil
bitchy
physics
one's not
under
here
it.
at the moment.
Maybe you don't want some, but
How long have I truly been around this ground for?
Quite a while. If I could tell you, I would. I can't risk my other eye. Not right now. Fate already took the other one.
I swear to God. I do not blame you. But if fate tries anything again, if I could do anything, I would tear fate apart.
Join the line.
There's something out there to keep them away from you. It's there. The pieces are all here. At least on these grounds. Soon as you can find them, less knocking at your door.
I will find it, and I will find a way to make sure that you are not injured any further.
Do me one favor. Think of broken snowflakes next time. I promise. It'll help.
I understand. I hope to see you again.
Farewell.
Farewell.
As they leave, the room will slowly gain back its saturation. Everyone's back in color. And with a 15, mana takes a dip, but you're standing.
oh, thank goodness instead of black and white, I'm black, white, gold,
Ask
and
the
red.
same thing, Irenaeus.
The difference.
I'm realizing the longer I'm in here.
Bro, you
I do
still
not
look
wish to
black
be
and white
here
to me.
again.
Oh no, the halo's still white, damn.
Your turn, Winter.
We'll be here for a while.
We will see if we have time. I will not argue with the rules.
Now then, we haven't actually ever met face to face, so I believe this meeting is long overdue. Omni, Star of Legacy, if you mind coming down and saying hello.
That's who Omni is.
Piece of shit. Okay.
The computer for legacy and knowledge for a book. Fuck.
The entire room is going to swirl the opposite way that it's been, going to the right, as it would fill with an archive of its own. There'll be clouds of cosmic designs above the ceiling, and towards the floor will be a soft mist. And there'll be blackened ichor along the walls. As before you would stand a multiple-eyed figure in a cloak / robe, holding onto a book, stating Pelham, Driscoll, a doll, and Lycos.
That's fair. That's just fair.
What
Yeah.
the fuck?
What can I do for you?
How do you do? We haven't met at all, so I figured it was finally time to fix that.
And I've heard a lot about you.
Hmm.
You give Sacrifice a run for his damn coin. No shit we're going to hear about you. What do you
well, I
want?
thank you.
I think that's a compliment.
I don't
I'm
have a
gonna
lot
take
of
it anyway.
time. I don't like seeking often. I have to get things categorized before Abyss gets back. So what do you want?
Well, then I'll make this quick for you. Firstly, I've heard it before, but I'd like to hear from the man himself. Why exactly do you watch me? I've heard Sacrifice's reasoning, but not yours.
You're a path that's uncharted. No matter how many times I open your book, there's nothing until you do something. Tedious. But also fascinating. Things I can't exactly flip a few pages to look in advance, unlike some people in this room.
I see. Thank you. Now then, second question thanks to the actions of someone. What exactly happens to a person when they've had all of their strings of fate cut?
One more time, apologies. I was hearing Abyss getting a little pissy. What?
What exactly happens to someone when all of their strings of fate have been cut?